continuous call team thanks to McDonald's. Get the McValue bundle today. All your favourites in one simple order for just $24.95. Available in-store, drive-through or delivery.
Great to have you with us. Continuous call team on this public holiday. If you're stuck in traffic, stick with us. We'll keep you up to date with all of the developments as far as the roads go. We'll also give you some entertainment as Parramatta takes on West Tigers. The seats now filling up as the people make their way from the concourse up into the grandstands. And given the vertical nature of this seating, you're right on top of the action here at CommBank Stadium. It is one of the best grounds in Sydney. We've got the brand new Sydney Football Stadium opening later this year as well. And it's amazing how quickly that's come along with COVID and everything else.
Well, Davey reckons if you have been out here to CommBank Stadium, it's almost a similar version except bigger.
Yeah. Yep.
So almost prototype.
Half as big again, isn't it? It's 45,000 the other.
Well, that'll be magnificent because this is a great stadium. It's great for us to watch from, and we're on the highest level. But you're sort of almost over the top of it.
Well, this is the modern stadium, you know, basically going straight up. It's like some of those race stadiums they've got, like the Hong Kong and that. I was
actually invited out to the new Sydney Football Stadium for a tour while it was still being constructed late last year.
Good.
It's fantastic. And don't worry, fellas, I put in dibs for our commentary box.
Oh, great work.
It's quite large.
When's the first game? Later this year,
Later this year. Hopefully it'll be South
Because a
Sydney
lot of us are off contract. If it was next year, a lot of us might not be here.
Yeah, round
25
Roosters versus Souths, I reckon.
Where are you going?
Hello, Triple M.
You still want to be heard, don't you?
David.
Davey.
Sorry, Davey, ABC then. What do you got to say about that one?
There's a guard of honour here at the centre of halfway with all of the Hall of Fame members for the Parramatta Eels. Mark Piggy Riddell is making his way downstairs. I can't see him as yet. If you're downstairs, Piggy, just make yourself known to me because I can't see you down there yet. So that's the vertical nature, and it's hidden by the players' enclosure downstairs. So anyway.
No, that's not him. There he is down to the right.
There he is. Let's go downstairs right now. How is it down at ground level, Piggy?
Oh, it's outstanding, boys. This is what we've been talking about all afternoon. We said it was going to be a packed house. We've got the former Parramatta greats in the guard of honour for the players coming onto the field. It's a beautiful afternoon for rugby league. These are the afternoons where you get a little bit jealous as a former player. You'd love to be donning the boots and getting out there amongst it, and with 30,000 people here, it's going to be a great game.
Certainly will be. How's that playing surface looking, Piggy? I know that Davey went down and had a look at the playing surface at Bluebet. You're the expert, the former horticulturalist. How's it looking?
It's great. Look, there is a little bit of wear and tear from the previous lower grade game, but it'll be fine. We know it's a fast track here. We know the Eels love promoting the football and throwing it around, so it'll be no different. I think there's plenty of points on offer today.
I notice the former CEO of Parramatta, Dennis Fitzgerald, is down there, the Emperor. Did he ever have any concern to be called into his office over the years?
Yeah, Fitzy fined me $5,000, suspended me to reserve grade for 1 week.
Hey, guess what, Piggy? Too, Davey, you know how his finger can tell him when it's going to rain?
Yes.
He goes and sticks it in the grass at these fields and he can get a penetrometer reading.
Thank you, Piggy. That's Mark Piggy Riddell on the touchline as the West Tigers make their way out onto CommBank Stadium. Of course, Piggy downstairs today for Mitsubishi, our Pollock Fire Safe cladding, and we broadcast the footy thanks to our mates at McDonald's. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through or delivery. Hopefully we'll have a few Ram Trucks Tough Tackles, Australia's unrivaled range of pickup trucks. Harvey Norman brings us the replay and the bunker decisions, or as Davey calls it, the corridor of uncertainty. You can shop furniture, bedding, electrical and computers in-store or online. And Darryl, you are the big men's model. The scoreboard today for Lowe's menswear.
Yes.
Great range, great value and great service, big man.
They're a wonderful Australian company, Levy.
Where do you go, big man?
At Lowe's.
At Lowe's. The blue and yellow, the blue and gold smoke goes off, and out they come, the Parramatta Eels, the mascots, and here they come, King Gutho. He leads them out. Behind him, Mitchell Moses. Young Reed Marnie, who's doing some great stuff off the field. He makes the move to the Canterbury Bulldogs as well. It'll be Parramatta to get us underway. The West Tigers defending the northern end of CommBank Stadium. 30,000 people here on an Easter Monday. It's over to David Morrow for his call with Chris Butler, the referee, to get us underway.
Davey's worried about the smoke. You can't see the players.
I don't know how Mark Levy saw him running out because you couldn't see him. And I'll tell you what, poor old Murat and Nakore couldn't see it all because he went racing down to the northern end of the ground and then realised that all the West Tigers were down that end. So he made a beeline to the other end. And that's where he is now. It was thick for a while, but there must be, if there's no breeze down there, it was only light smoke because it dissipated very quickly. Chris Butler coming to this side of the ground, the referee. Liam Kennedy and Kieran Irons, the 2 touchies today. And
is he related to Jeremy?
I don't know, but we'll find out because most of these touch judges are very good at acting, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they should be able to tell whether there's anyone acting on the field. Jared Sutton's in the corridor of uncertainty as Gutherson kicks it off, and the West Tigers have first use of the ball, and they're defending the Leeds Club end in at the first half, which is at the northern end of Combank Stadium, and bringing the ball back was Musgrove, as now they work it away to Leilua, and Leilua's bringing it back. If you listen to that chant of Para, you'd remember that for a fleeting moment or two back at the cricket ground in '84 in the grand final. You silence them just after
They didn't get
half-time.
much chance to yell it out, Davo.
As the West Tigers work it back 30 odd metres out in their own goal line. Brooks, someone said went to practice this week or training, said Brooks spent a lot of time in an acting half. And we've seen him there a couple of times already in this game as the ball goes from Simpkins at acting half, gives it to Brooks, and powers it downfield off his left boot, taken by Gutherson. He offloads the ball on the outside, and they start to bring it back the Parramatta side through Penasini, and he'll play it about 20 metres out from the goal line. You know, this is just about the best viewing ground I reckon we've got these days.
Yeah, I think it is too. You're seriously, you're almost on top of the players, aren't you, David?
You don't realise. You realise you're up 4 stories because that's the level we're on. But yet, when you look at the ground, it's a bit like the new Wembley and places. These new grounds they've built right around the world. It's amazing the vantage point you get from anywhere within the ground. First penalty, a strip against the West Tigers. That's not what they wanted. Parramatta will go on the attack.
Joe Offahengawi, he's got his arms up saying, what, I didn't do it. He did do it. If he didn't do it, why didn't they challenge it?
Yeah.
He did it. I saw him do it.
But it's just
dumb.
You know, I didn't do that. Well, I think maybe his teammates are awake to him too, because there wasn't one of his teammates. Are you sure? They said, yeah, good, Joe. Heard that one before. As they bring the ball back, Parramatta, they're going on the attack from 35 metres out in centre field. Little Reed Marnie, or I shouldn't say little. He's built like a brick outhouse. He's just vertically challenged as the ball is fed back to the right side of the field to Moses. And Moses is going to play the ball about 25 metres out on the goal line. 20 in from touch. He comes back the open side. Here's Brown. Oh, solid tackle. Nathan Brown brought it up, and he was absolutely poleaxed by Tarmo. Absolute bell ringer. Certainly one for Ram Trucks as the ball's brought back now to within 8 metres of the goal line. Parramatta on the attack. They'll get up and play the ball. It comes to Marnie. Marnie throws the ball. Back it goes to the big front rower, Regan Campbell-Gillard. He's knocked over close to the goal line. Parramatta with a great opportunity here on the last play. It's fed to Dylan Brown. Grab a kick into the in-goal area. Laurie goes back to fullback for the West Tigers and knocks it over the dead ball line. Play will restart with the line dropout.
Yeah, they handled that all right there, the West Tigers. In saying that, I don't think the Eels threw all that much at them, but they did try and spread it on a couple of occasions. I'll tell you what, I've been saying this for a number of years, since Reed Marnie's been their dummy half. His service from dummy half is phenomenal because his pass from dummy half invariably travels about 10 metres. It just gets the Parramatta players on the outside of their opponents, and it is just a little thing that goes unnoticed. He drop kicked that, I reckon, 2 metres over the line then.
You reckon the crowd weren't advising the referee of that matter?
So did Reed Marnie. I mean, he did. It was about at least 1.5 metres.
Remember we had the crackdown a few years ago? That would have been a penalty a couple of years ago.
Yep.
It only didn't last long. Reed Marnie goes back to the right side of the field, and Campbell-Gillard, good strong run. He's taken it a solid tackle. Tarmo was there, and so too was Oppen and Gowie. They go back to the right. Here's Moses. Moses goes to the line. He's taken in solid defence, around about 22 metres out on the goal line, 20 odd metres in from touch. Far side of the field. They go back to the right side, and they bring it ahead strongly. This is Papali'i, and he's tackled about 9 metres out, 15 metres in from touch. Crowd wanting 6 again. Marnie out of acting half. He darts and doesn't quite get there. Few centimetres short of the line. He caught him with their pants down, and they almost paid the ultimate price. Grab a kick from Moses into the in-goal area. Hastings is back there. The chase is better, and the chase brings Hastings down just near the goalpost. Gutherson was one. The other chaser, I think, was Nathan Brown, and the result is another line dropout.
Well, David, we've had just over 4 minutes. I don't know if the Tigers have touched the ball other than doing a goal line dropout.
Well, they had the first set, of course.
Okay, other than that,
of the game.
But the Eels have just controlling it here, and the Tigers, to their credit, have managed to hold them out. But it is really, if the Eels keep controlling the ball, it's only a matter of time. They're machine-like in what they're doing, precision-like.
We're going to have a piggy shortly. I don't think there's a huge breeze because when they let all the smoke go, the smoke just went straight up in the air. But that's 2 very big dropouts. Hastings took those 2, I think.
Yep.
They were huge. They've gone over the halfway line on the full. I know that people say, yeah, it's only 50 metres, but there was just it's not a lazy, it's just an economical strike with the boot. and they just fly through the air. They go back the right side, and a good strong run here from the Parramatta Eels, and bring it up as Kafusi, Oregon. He's tackled around about 15 metres out. They'll come back the left side. Goes to Dylan Brown. Cut-out ball to Gutherson. Big cut-out ball to this side of the field. And would you believe Penasini can't catch it?
It wasn't a perfect pass, but it was catchable. It was sort of near his shoulder. It was a cut-out ball there from Gutherson. Gave him an opportunity. I'm not convinced he would have got there, but it was certainly a chance. The winger was coming back to try and get hold of him there, Nofaluma, but they did create an opportunity there, the Eels.
So Mark Piggy-Riddell, it's 0-0 after 5 minutes, but those two dropouts were mighty kicks.
Yeah, Thurston, there's no breeze at all down here at ground level today, so they were huge kicks from Jackson Hastings. Hopefully the Tigers, they might get a bit of confidence out of that, turning the Eels away on a number of occasions there, back-to-back repeat sets, and now with the football.
Now they've got the ball and they'll send it back to the centre of the park and they'll bring it ahead. And this is the young fella, Tuolungi. He's tackled 15 his own side of halfway. Comes from Simpkin to Offen and Gowie to Hastings to Tamo. And Tamo's tackled 9 short of the halfway line. And then he got the pass away before he hit the deck. Comes to Hastings. Hastings throws a dummy. Goes on his own. You would have played against his dad, Hastings?
Yeah, I did. He was a very good player, you know that, David.
Or was he what? We'll get the ball back to the left side of the field. Another good strong run here, bringing the ball back strongly here. Musgrove, he'll play the ball about 40 metres out. They'll go back the right side, and Jackson Hastings pops it high in the air. It's coming down to, just for the last moment, it seemed to get away from Gutherson, but he adjusted himself, and he took the ball before he in turn was taken by Nofaluma, and they bring the ball back through. Penasini is away from one, he's away from two. Good run from the left winger. He took that ball from about, 6 metres outside his own goal line, and out to the 20-metre line. Now they get a penalty for another indiscretion from the West Tigers. Just a lack of discipline.
Well, they could have got a penalty, I think, when Nofaluma made the tackle. He had the cranks because Penasini beat him, and then he turned and chased him, and I thought it was a high shot from Nofaluma, but they ended up getting the penalty anyway. It was a funny catch there, wasn't it, from Gutherson? From mine, it looked like he was about to jump and take the middle of the air. Then he changed his mind and thought, I don't need to do that, so he just stayed on terra firma.
Ball played to Hastings, I should say to Marnie, back on the halfway line. Good run from Regan, Campbell, Gillard. It is a good run too. He's got him back to within 42 metres of the goal line. There's Marnie again, a good 15-metre pass. And it goes through the hands of a short pass to Papali'i. He almost got through. Equally good tackle though from Brooks, brought him down. Nathan Brown gets it on to Campbell Gillard. He gets a pass away under pressure. It went to Dylan Brown. He in turn's taken a good tackle by Hastings. They're 25 metres out in the centre of the field. There's a defender and an attacker down, but it was because the play was still around them. Leilua it was who affected the tackle on Regan Campbell Gillard. Back to the right, inside ball, Dylan Brown. He keeps it like Papali'i. Papali'i's pass is an absolute Joe Cocker. He was trying to keep it alive. He threw it at the ankles of Nakura at 100 miles an hour, big man, and the ball went loose, and West Tigers come up with the ball.
Well, they're hanging in there, the Tigers, aren't they, David? They're defending okay at the moment, but they've just seemed to have had all the ball here, Parramatta, and they've got it in they end up getting it in good attacking position. The Tigers, on the other hand, I don't know if they've been down with the ball in hand down in the Parramatta half as yet.
Ball goes back to the left side, and it goes one way, Laurie goes the other. He tried to dodge and weave both ways. In the end, he slipped over on the ground, about 30 out from his own line as the ball is flipped quickly to the right side of the field, going for a go at Nofaluma, and Nofaluma tried to get out on the outside of Penasini. Penasini's managed to force him into touch. Up goes the touch judge's flag. They were off and away, Parramatta, but the ball's gone into touch, so that's mandatory handover. You can't play on from that.
No, well, at least they showed a bit of flair there, the Tigers. They got on the outside of the Eels, and Penasini had to turn and chase, and only just got Nofaluma. Now it's a changeover, obviously, so Parramatta now got the ball again on halfway. Tackle one, they make about 5 metres.
Kafusi gets up and plays the ball. Marnie, right side, comes to Moses. On it goes to Papali'i. Papali'i comes back underneath Moses to get within 30. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Picked up by Brooks. A long 30-metre pass comes to Hastings. Hastings throws a dummy. Goes on his own. And Hastings is tackled 8 metres shy of the halfway line. 12 in from touch. Low scoreboard. Parramatta 0, West Tigers 0. Ball goes back the open side to Roberts. Roberts throws the dummy, goes on his own. He's over the halfway, and we've had 10 minutes of play here at CommBank Stadium. That's at Parramatta. The old Parramatta Stadium these days is named CommBank Stadium. Offen and Gowie brings brings the ball back. 40 metres out on the southern goal line. They go to the left. Simpkins gets it away to Brooks. Brooks offloads the ball. The big back rower out there is Tuolungi. He's tackled 30 metres out. Open side they come. Tamo. Good strong run from the captain and the prop forward. He's tackled 20 metres out. Open side. Hastings. Hastings second man play to Brooks. Lovely ball to Leilua. Leilua's almost in. Leilua will go horribly close. He rolls over at the last minute. Has he scored? Referee Butler says, I haven't got you at all because I've got no idea.
Why don't we just have a look?
He is.
It took him 20 seconds to work out what they're going to do. So he hasn't said whether it's a try or no try, I don't think,
No,
the referee. I don't
hasn't.
think he knows, and I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
I
Let's have a look at the replay here. Now, he should have scored because someone just got hold of him by a fingertip. Might have been Brown. Had him by a fingertip, and then over the top came Reid Marnie. He gets the ball. I'm just trying to see whether he gets it down. The thing is here, whether he's rolled over. The ball, this will probably be a double movement. Well, he hits the ground with the ball.
But has his momentum ever stopped?
No, he improves the position. He moves his arm, I think, David, to try and slam it down.
That's the only thing they're looking at. They're looking to see whether momentum kept him going.
He might not have even got it down.
The arm by Luciano Leilua has come in contact with the ground. Just need to assess the momentum in the tackle.
Well, he's certainly rolled over. To me, that's not momentum rolling over.
Well, this is Jared
He's got
Sutton.
it down. He's got it down. Now, this is a big call.
Jared Sutton, regarded as the game's number one referee.
Carries Luciano Leilua into the in goal.
They're going to award it.
Decision.
They're going to award the try.
The crowd will tell us. If there's a lot of boos, you know it's a try. May not be. There's a few West Tigers fans here. Still haven't got the decision yet, but I have a feeling like Darryl is going to be a green light.
Yeah, it's a try.
Yeah, mate, it's
It's
coming.
coming.
Well, there's a few here. I don't know if they're boos or cheers.
Biggie. Leilua scores the opening try. They lead 4-0 the West Tigers.
Yeah, I had my doubts over the try as well, along with you boys. I thought there was always a hand on the attacker as well, and I thought he spun his way after making contact with the ground with the ball carrying arm. But anyway, they've given it a try and the West Tigers take the lead. It's the first time the Tigers have gone down this end of the field. I'm sitting at this southern end, and it was the first time with Luciano Leilua that they came into the Parramatta Eels area. And off the back of that, he went over for the try.
And Brooksy gave it to him. My man, Brooksy.
Yeah, well, it was a McDelivery that you'd really love from Brooks because he's going to get the try assist for that. Dinner sorted, dine in, drive through or delivery, McDonald's, and the try assist. Yeah, you'd bet Luke Brooks. But Piggy Opachik was the one who did the great job. He just managed to get the shirt tailored Leilua, and he was dragged along for about 5 metres, and it almost prevented the try.
Yeah, he just slowed him up, didn't he, Thirsty? And he never let go of the jersey either. That's why I thought they may have said no try, because he was always holding on to him, but they've deemed that he had momentum, continuing carrying him into the in goal.
We'll get a chance to have a look at the Harvey Norman replay again straight after the kick from Luke Brooks. There it is. It's successful. And, of course, Brooks gives the Tigers a 6-point buffer. They lead 6-0 on the low scoreboard. You're listening to the continuous call team.
With no ads till half-time, it's just like watching the game live on KO. Now, back to the action.
Yeah, well, Jared Sutton was the one that made the adjudication. He believes that Leilua never stopped moving. The momentum continued on.
I've got to say, though, I don't think it is momentum. I think there's definitely... He rolls over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not momentum when you roll over. He was on his back and rolls over with the ball. That's a second movement. But I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy for them. They've had many things go against them. Finally, something's gone their way. And the bloke who scored their try, in my opinion, has been their best player all year.
And probably last year as well.
Exactly.
Here they come, the Tigers leading 6-0. And we'll watch that Harvey Norman replay forever, no doubt. But Leilua deserved that. It was a great run, which complemented the pass. The pass was exactly in the right spot, and Leilua hit the hole like a train.
Hole running, it was beautiful. It was like Parramatta. really, wasn't it? The sort of thing they would do. But well done to the Tigers. They get on board first. Let's see what they can do now. They're actually looking all right with ball in hand.
Hastings offloads the ball to the right. Musgrove brings it back to the halfway line. 15 metres in from the western touchline. Ball played to Simpkins. He'll offload the ball to Brooks. Brooks will go back and then hoisted high in the air. It's coming down. Gutherson has plenty of time to take it, and then he runs across field and offloads then to Simonson, and Simonson says, "Oh, thank you very much." He looks up and Tuolungi, who's a man mountain, just said, "Come here, you young man." Yeah. Bang! Penalty again.
Just to get him here. That just is exactly what you don't need after scoring points, David. Could you go down to Piggy and ask him again what you need?
But Piggy, that's 3 times now that Parramatta have received a penalty 30-odd metres out from their own goal line. The Tiger, that sort of discipline will cost you games all the time.
Yeah, you're just inviting a quality side like Parramatta into the attacking zone. And as you said, Thirsty, 3 occasions they've been making their way off their own goal line, the Eels, and 3 times they've got a penalty.
Kafusi brings the ball back now for the Parramatta side. The ball's played 20 metres out on the goal line. Open side to Moses. Dylan Brown offloads to Gutherson. Good hole running here from Opacek, and he did a good job then, Opacek. If he'd passed it to Penasini, he would have finished in the score up here in the commentary box. So he just took the tackle and said, let's wait for another play. Ball taken ahead by Nathan Brown. He's tackled 10 metres out. 20 in from the western side of the field. Parramatta with a great opportunity to hit back here. Campbell, Gillard, Dylan Brown. Long pass then to Moses. Moses away to Papali'i.
Great tackle.
Coming off the line on the far side of the field, it was Kenny Momoa who put the tackle on. A little grab again into the own goal area. Gutherson, King Gutherson. He's flown and scored under the black dot.
You know what, I reckon he is one of the best club players I've seen for 10 years, Clint Gutherson. He produces week in, week out. It was a beautiful kick. I'm pretty sure it was Moses who put the kick in, but it was beautifully weighted. But Gutho was always there. He's Johnny on the spot every time. That's why he's the king. He gets there. It wasn't an easy put down. The ball gets he runs from dummy half. Gutherson's onside. The ball sits up deliciously. That's an ABC term, David. And he just slams it down just to the side of the post.
It was a delicious try to watch, wasn't it, Mark Figueredell?
Yeah, and a great reaction from King Gutho, because as Mitchell Moses got out of dummy half and started taking the line on, he pointed for the kick. Moses put it in the spot right under the sticks, and Gutho's there first to get the Eels try. They hit straight back, and again, it's off the back of what we just spoke about. Those relieving penalties that the Tigers are giving away, gifting field position to the Eels, and they're a quality team. They will make you pay.
Well, when you give possession and give field position like
that was beautiful. He's in rare form. I'm telling you, the halfback's in career best form. He is playing brilliantly. Got out of dummy half then. Ran to the line, his vision is impeccable, had a look, he saw there were 3 or 4 of them there, but the only one he needed to see was Gutherson, and he just hit it perfectly, and Gutherson timed his run brilliantly.
Here's Moses from right in front of the sticks, the northern end of the field. The referee saying to the touch judge, can you get those West Tigers players away from underneath the goalpost?
You know, it'd be more annoying if you're trying to take a kick and the referee's 2 metres behind you yelling stuff out.
Yeah,
you tell him to shut up.
Move. Yeah, move, eh? Yeah. No, hold, move. You're listening to the continuous call team.
McDonald's, dinner, sauna, dine-in, drive-through or delivery.
And the good thing about that is we've got 3 legs in our bet today. Yes. One of them is already up.
Well, we nearly had another one with little Buddy nearly scoring money, but we got the overs as well, which is 42.5. I think we'll have that covered. There's 12 already. We've only had 16 minutes.
Go team.
Go me.
The only worry I've got, Piggy, is it is Darryl's bet.
Yeah, I'm worried about that as well.
Is that right?
One leg will fail.
Is that right, King Piggy? Duck egg.
Here they come, Parramatta. I wonder in what tackle will the West Tigers concede a penalty here. They've just got to get through this set without giving Parramatta a 40-metre leg up downfield. It makes things a lot easier for them. As Kafusi, they're 6-all on the low scoreboard, and it could be a lot worse. As the ball goes back to the right side, and Nathan Brown just comes ahead. He runs into Tuolungi, and also on that side of the field is Brooks. He'll play the ball 39 metres out from his own goal line. Marnie goes back to the right, and Moses away from 1. Moses away from 2. Gutherson Gutherson back on the inside. Gutherson sprinting downfield. He loses the ball. If he's lost it behind him, it's okay. But the referee has ruled that he hasn't lost it behind him, and it wasn't knocked out of his hand by a West Tiger. Gutherson seems to think it might have been knocked out of his hands.
I thought it was. See, there's no point, I don't think, going for a captain's challenge here, because if he did, they would have scored. It was a brilliant bit of work again from Moses. He's just carving him up the middle of the ruck. Gave it to Gutherson. Fortunately for the Tigers, there was I think Nofaluma came over. I reckon it was knocked out. I reckon if they went to the video there, or he played on and let them go, that would have been a Parramatta try.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
Quick update for our Sydney listeners. Fire crews responding to a multi-car crash, Mulgoa Road, Penrith, outside Rashays, just north of Blakey Road.
Yeah, just up the road from the stadium.
Know where it is.
And Piggy, I thought he had that stripped.
Yeah, he did. He had it knocked out. A Stafford tower played at the football. Reid Marnie had it out the back. He put the kick in for his outside man.
Well, here they go on the reply, the West Tigers, after a stroke of luck their way. And Simpkins automatically back to the halfway. Laurie comes away to Hastings. And Hastings looked on the outside. 12's out there and Leilua. And he said, oh, look, I want one of you in one of those holes. Because neither of them in a hole. I was standing there like the Rock of Gibraltar. Yeah. So he took the tackle. They go back to the left. Here's Brooks. And Brooks pumps it high in the air. It's spending a long time up there, but it's also given Gutherson plenty of time to get underneath it. And there were no West Tigers really chasing down there with urgency. Now, whether they were behind the kicker, but they didn't really get down there. They were loitering, Darryl.
Well, the kick was too deep, David. I think they were onside. I don't think there was any doubt about them being onside.
Yep.
But the kick was too deep from my man Brooksy.
As they bring the ball back again now, the Parramatta side, 6-all on the low scoreboard, and that's after 19 minutes play.
Geez, they look dangerous. His passing from dummy half is phenomenal, Reid Marnie. It's just phenomenal.
And here's the young man that took a bit of time in the lift with Mark Levy earlier, Sean Lane. First time they've come to this side of the field, really. Now, quickly the ball comes away to Penasini. He comes back on the inside. He's tackled 32 metres out, 7 metres in from the scoreboard, the commentary side field, to the side of the field, and there's a pass that goes to Dylan Brown, and he knocks it on.
Well, he was just going to put a ball in the air. I don't think there's any doubt he was just going to bomb. It was the last tackle, so I suppose from a Parramatta perspective, it's not as bad as it could have been, but every time they get up here, they just look dangerous, don't they? They're a well-oiled machine. They know what they're doing. It's still 6-all here on the low scoreboard at CommBank Stadium, and we got a good game here.
Nofaluma brings the ball back to within 8 metres of the halfway. Hastings at acting half, offloads to Kenny Mamalo, and he's tackled on the halfway line. He's tackled about 22 metres in from touch. Played to Brooks. Long pass finds Hastings. In turn, it's found, gets to Alex Twal. And he's tackled 48, 49 metres out from Parramatta's goal post at the southern end. Or the Parramatta City end, I suppose you could almost say. Good run from Tamo. He got it back to Hastings. It was a pass that was perhaps too hard. Hastings couldn't handle it. He got it onto his hand, onto his boot. Would have been deemed a knock on anyway. It travelled down towards the other goal line. Picked up by Gutherson, and he's tackled 30 out from his own goal line.
Well, his eyes opened that big. They were like, well, I was going to say bowling balls in his eyes. That he just dropped the ball. He was put into space. I think the pass was forward, though. And I think justice was served.
Nathan Brown brings the ball back over the halfway line. 6-all Parramatta and the West Tigers. The ball's played to Marnie. Open side it comes. Oregon Kafusi takes it ahead. He's tackled about 38 metres out. 22 metres in from touch. They'll go back, they come the short side. The ball is fed to Dylan Brown. He puts a kick in. Dylan Brown chasing. Brown versus Laurie. Who's back there? Laurie, I'm not sure whether he tried to play it with his hand, but he missed it with his hand and kicked it dead. Play a restart with the line dropout.
Well, he's got plenty of pace, Laurie, but so's Brown. They went head-to-head there, didn't they? Jeez, it was a well-weighted kick from him. Beautifully weighted and put Brown, Dane Laurie under a lot of pressure. Laurie nearly stuffed it up, He tried to tap it over the dead ball line, missed it, had an air swing, then eventually he kicks it over. He was a bit lucky there because Dylan Brown was right up his clacker.
He certainly was. It's the one thing he did a lot of practice of. When they were out there warming up, while Moses was practicing his goal kicking and his field goal kicking, Dylan Brown was doing a lot of that sort of kicking at that end of the field. Just little grubber kicks into the in goal area. Practice makes perfect.
Just look like they're wearing him down here, don't they, Parramatta? They just look likely to score in this set.
Well, that's the third line dropout. Just got a 6 to go on the back of a 2 and tackle 1. as they're going to play the ball. Kafusi plays it. Marnie goes back to the right side. Moses takes the line on again. Quick hands from Papali'i. Shocking pass. The ball was 3 metres forward, and the winger on the outside, Simonson, well, he would have had to have Inspector Gadget arm to even remotely close to catching it. The ball's gone loose, and so on tackle 2, they've absolutely mucked it up.
Yeah, they have. And again, it was Moses. He went to the line. He goes direct, and he's prepared to take a hit. He gave it on the outside, as you said, to Papali'i, but he didn't have a lot of time to make a decision, but it was a really bad decision in the end. It was a shocking pass.
So the West Tigers off the hook again. It's 6-all at the moment, but the good thing is they're making some breaks, and as I speak, they're making another break up over the halfway line. Dane Laurie got away from 1, got away from 2. At the last moment, he keeps it alive to Novaluma. He gets it back to Simpkins. Simpkins goes straight down the centre. He's still going, Simpkins. Great tackle by his opposite, Reed Marnie. What was he doing back there? He was playing at fullback, and that's what prevented the try being scored. Brooks gets the ball, and he's tackled 19 metres out in centre field. Great to see the 2 nines come together like that. But gee, Marnie was brilliant. Ball goes through the hands. Big Tamo. I thought he was away. Great legs tackle by Oregon Kafusi. Out of acting half. It's fed down to Hastings. Hastings to Brooks. Long pass to Novaluma. Probably should have gone through the hand. May not need them. Going for the line. Novaluma scores the West Tigers' second try. It's 10-6 kick to come.
Well done, the West Tigers. If you're a Tigers fan, you're going to be pretty happy with what they've dished up here in the opening 22 minutes or so in this game. They've scored 2 tries. Brooks has thrown the last pass to both of them. Maybe it's a brain storm or something, a brilliant decision to throw him to 5'8", because he looks to be playing with a hell of a lot more freedom. They're running up the middle of the ruck. It might have been Toa who made that break early on. It was a really good run. But I'll tell you who else is having a game. The hooker's having a game. Simpkins. He got the ball. He made a break. And it was only his opposite number in front of him that stopped him, Reed Marnie. Then they spread the ball out wide. It was a long Harbour Bridge pass from Brooks. I thought at the time it wasn't the right decision, David. I thought maybe they should have gone through the hands, but Novaluma, who's been quiet this year as well, he's almost been dormant. He's got the ball and done the rest and scored a great try for the West Tigers.
Well, it looked pretty nice where you are, Pete.
Oh, it was good because I haven't seen a lot of action down this southern end at all for the first half, but the West Tigers, they've only been down here on a couple of occasions, and what's worrying for Parramatta is that they've been able to cross both times. Novaluma, he did a really good job there because, as the big man said, it was a little bit of a Harbour Bridge long ball from Luke Brooks, but he cut back inside. You're able to create some space between him and the sideline and the corner post and carry a couple of Parramatta Eels defenders over the try line with him.
So it's a difficult kick for Brooks. He's right out here on the western touch line, about a metre or so in from touch. He's a bit further than the 23 metres out that young Walker takes it. He's about 24 metres out.
He's back now. He's got confidence. He'll slot this over, Dave. Oh, my man, I spoke to him in the lift. Said, mate, your kicking needs to be good today.
10-6 on the low scoreboard in favour of the Tigers. Will it be 12-6? Brooks looks at the ball, looks at the post, back to the ball. In he comes. There's the kick. It starts to the right of the uprights, continues to the right of the uprights. No goal. And so the West Tigers lead 10 points to 6 thanks to Lowe's. We'll get a chance to have a look at the Harvey Norman replay again. As Simpkins got out of dummy half, and then this long pass that went from Brooks. Absolute. Well, unlike you, Darryl, I thought, I should have gone through the hands, but then Novaluma made a bird of it.
Breaking news, fellas, from the Easter show. Best dog in show went to Tane, a rare Gordon setter, a Scottish breed rarely seen in Australia. Tane previously took out Best Gun Dog to help him get into the top 7. So well done to Tane, best dog at the Royal Easter Show.
Didn't Piggy used to coach him?
Tane.
Yeah, that's it. So you've done a good job there, Piggy.
One of your best, big man.
How do Scottish dogs bark, Dave? Do they bark with a Scottish accent?
I don't know. Depends how much scotch they've had.
Well, Scottish people don't all drink scotch, do they?
A lot do.
My family does.
Okay, fair enough.
Keeps them warm, Darryl. Penalty. Oh, the West Tigers have got a penalty. 28 in their own half. Haven't seen that. Nathan Brown's
hasn't moved.
He's not well. I noticed Dane Laurie came up and gave a little tap on the backside, so whether there was a clash of heads in there or something, and he saw something happen, but there was...
Ryan Madison came in, and then Brown just... I don't know whether they clashed heads, but other than that, I didn't see a lot in it. I think it was Alex Twal who took the ball up, but Brown's now sitting on his backside, and they're looking at his leg, I think. I thought it might have been a head knock, but it's not. It might be an ankle here. It's his right ankle, I think.
It's his ankle or his knee, one of the two. And I didn't see anything. I haven't seen anything in the Harvey Norman replay yet, but maybe Dr. Riddell has, Mark.
Yeah, I think it is. Madison falls on his ankle just there. If the 15 from Parramatta falls on his right ankle as they're making the tackle.
Is that a hip drop? Could be teammate or whatever it's called.
His own teammate. He's all right. He's back to his feet. He's tough.
I wonder whether the hip drop tackle technique improves with artificial hips.
David, yours is likely just to fall out. And so's your hip as well. Particularly if you're wearing a 90 all the time.
Roberts brings the ball back and plays it to Leilua. Now it goes to Hastings. A ball comes away in the centre of the park. Tamo takes it up.
He's been better today.
I reckon that's the most metres I've seen him run for a long, long time. Ball goes back the right side. Here's Alex Twiley, offloads the ball. Laurie joins into the back line. He gives the pass out to Roberts. Roberts is tackled 28 metres out. 10 in from touch. Open side. No for Luma. Finds Hastings in turn. Alex Twiley takes it down the centre of the park. Good strong run from the replacement. He's tackled 22, 23 metres out in centre field. 2 tackles left. Simpkin will go left or right. He goes back to the left. It's Hastings. Hastings short ball away. Tuolong he had it. Tuolong he didn't have to keep it alive. It went backwards, said the referees. It goes to ground. And that young man Toa gets the ball. He plays the ball. It'll come back the right side. Away it goes then to Hastings. A little chip bomb. No for Luma. Gets on the end of it and scores. Another West Tigers try.
Oh, beautiful stuff. This, you know what, I'm happy for these blokes. They've had that much crap put on them over the last 6 weeks. They're playing a really good brand of football. They're all playing well. That's a great kick. Was that the halfback who put that over? Jackson Hastings. It was beautifully weighted. Nofaluma, who's been a great player for them for about a decade or so now, was in a perfect position, but the kick was just pinpoint accurate. Nofaluma steamed onto it, got it down about a metre inside the dead ball line, and they're in front, and this is a shock scoreline. 14 points to 6 on the low scoreboard. With a kick, he should get to come.
Peggy, that would have been really sweet to watch from your vantage point.
Yeah, it was, Thirsty. Great vision from Jackson Hastings just to see the space in behind the line. What's worrying for Parramatta is they're allowing the Tigers edge back rowers just to punch holes in the defence. We've seen Leilua go through and score, and then on the other side, Tuolungi as well, and promote a quick play the ball. And off the back of that, the Tigers are just tearing them apart at the moment. And as I keep saying, they haven't been down here on many occasions, but every time they do, they score.
And Mark Levy just pointing out to me that they haven't scored more than 14 points in any game this year, so 16 points. 16 in round 1, sorry. They got beaten 26-16 when a game they went close to beating the Melbourne Storm in.
Well, David, they played well in that game. This is the best they played since that first half of that game they played, I think, at Leichhardt Oval. They're playing, to me, as though a weight's been lifted off their shoulders. It looks as though he said to them, boys, I'm not going to give you any plans. Just go out there and play footy like you used to when you're a kid. And that's what they're doing. They're running beautifully, and they're playing great at the moment.
So Brooks, 9 metres in from touch, 23 metres and 4 centimetres out on the goal line. It starts to the left. It won't come back, though. It just continues on the same line. So he seems to be striking them all right, but they're just not showing. There's no curve in them.
Can you imagine if they get beaten by 2? He's going to get hammered because he can't kick a goal now.
14 points to 6. The Tigers lead the Eels. That's on the low scoreboard. And just a reminder, of course, that some of these incredible bits of football, especially the line breaks, brought to you by Gulf Western Oil. Gulf Western Oil, go the distance. And all of the comments brought to you by Darryl Broman and Mark Piggy-Riddell on the sideline. Thanks to Mitsubishi Alcoholic Fire Safe Cladding.
Well, Parramatta do look good, don't they, when they've got the ball, Dave? But they've just, fallen at the final hurdle. They've only scored the 1 try, and the Tigers, as Piggy keeps saying, they've only been down there a few times, and every time they get down there, they capitalise.
Well, the thing is that Parramatta got legs up 3 times, didn't they? They got legged up by stupid penalties conceded by the West Tigers 30 metres out from Parramatta's line. Finally, the West Tigers got one in similar circumstances down the northern end of the field, and on the end of that set, they score.
Well, they're punching holes through him in the middle. Piggy said it before, and here's another run here. This is the fullback. Laurie almost got through then. They're appealing for something here, but the hooker's having a big game. The half's having a big game. In fact, they're all having big games.
Here's Toa, I should say, on the far side of the field. and he'll play the ball just over the halfway line. Mamalo gets the ball away to Brooks. Off the left foot goes the kick. It's coming down to Gutherson, who gets underneath it, takes it well, runs it back, and there's plenty of black and gold in front of him. As Laurie used to say, they never fold. Well, they're certainly playing like that today. Don't look like folding, but there's a long way to go in this game. And they're leading 14 points to 6 on the low scoreboard. They've completed at 80%, and Parramatta are only at 57%, according to a set of stats I've just seen.
That's surprising.
And of course, all the stats are brought to you by Gulf Western Oil. Back towards the halfway line, 20 in from touch. Reid Marnie goes the open side. Then through the hands it goes to Matheson. He's tackled over the halfway line, about 47, 48 metres out. Marnie comes back the left side. Brown, Dylan Brown. He looked back on the inside to Nathan Brown. He gave it on the outside then to Gutherson. Gutherson gets it away. Petticini puts a grab and kick back on the infield. Somehow, just somehow, getting back there was the right winger, Novaluma. He rolled over, and when he rolled over at the ball, he's actually grounded it, says the referee. Play will restart with a line dropout, but he's done extremely well to get there, Daryl.
He's talking to Mamalo, who's one of the 5 captains here. I think there might be a captain's challenge coming our way here. Makako, well, they're not going to do it, but he did well there, didn't he? That was this exciting game of football, David. The Parramatta on that occasion got around them, and it was a beautiful kick back on the inside there from the winger, Penasini, and it just didn't set up for the... I think it was Opacek coming through. But here they come again, Parramatta. If they hold the ball here, I reckon they'll score in this set.
And there's another great kick from Hastings. It goes between the halfback and the winger. And so in the end, Simonson has to go back to 39 metres out of his own goal line to pick it up. And then he's hammered. Half knocked over by the hooker, Simpkins. Finished off by Leilua. Still on his own side of halfway. How often have you seen a side not get over halfway on the return from a line dropout?
Well, when you run sideways like he did then, it's likely you're not going to, but they've got 6 to go. See, they're now 40-odd metres out. Good run here from the hooker. Just gains another 8 or 9 metres there. That's tackle 1. They're 30 out, the Para Eels.
It comes to Madison, and he offloads the ball in the centre of the field. Nathan Brown, a short pass on the outside, and Papali, he's put down around about 28, 29 metres out. They'll get up and play it to Marnie. Open side, it's fed then to Moses. Moses goes left, then goes right, then throws an awkward ball back along the ground. I think it's been knocked on by both sides, or has it?
No, Tigers have picked it up. It was Brown who was trying to just tap it on. I think he had an air swing. In the end, I think he might have hit a Tigers leg, and they just laid on it and got it.
Well, Jimmy Roberts has got it. Now it's a penalty for not letting him get up and play the ball. So Parramatta made an error in the pass and made an error by not getting on the loose ball. But I just thought Roberts might have knocked it on when he and Dylan Brown went for the ball. But in the end, the referee was right there, and he wasn't concerned about the potential of West Tigers knock on. There we are then. Even just watching that replay, Darryl, I've got no idea.
Well, the Tigers now, again, get to halfway here. This is danger times for Parramatta because they haven't been able to control them once they get in their area. They've got some replacements out there now. I think McKaylee's out there.
Well, he knows only one way to go. He's a straight and hard runner. Twal runs a hard onto the ball. Imagine what he'd be like with another 2 stone on his frame.
Twal, he's been a good player for them, hasn't he? Really good player for them.
As Hastings offloads the ball off, and then Gowie, that had intercept written all over it. The ball somehow found Laurie as Opacek was lurking. He was about to pounce on that. It was a meat pass. Comes to Simpkins though, and Simpkins spies an opening just on the edge of the field, and he's tackled around about 30 metres out on the goal line. Laurie goes back to the left. It's fed to Hastings. He'll play it under the front man. Twal almost goes straight through. He got past the first defender, Campbell Gillard. He's only 11 metres out. Here they come again, the Tigers. They'll go back the left side. It's fed to Brooks. Brooks in turn. Oh, there's a horrible pass. I'm not sure what Twal was trying to do then.
Try and kick it, that bloke.
Did he try and kick it, or he try and flick it round his back, or whatever he tried? He stuffed it up.
I think it was Tuolangi, but he gets it on the outside to Mamalo. He's in the clear. Let's have another look at it here. Simpkins had a massive first half. Ball on the outside was 5 with Tua. Yeah. He tried to pass it, and I don't know whether it was knocked down by a Parramatta player or not, but the ball went 1.5 metres behind. Yeah, the winger, well, he really didn't get knocked down by a Parramatta player. Parramatta got the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Piggy, whether he was thinking about the kick, the flick pass behind his back, or nothing at all. But
I actually thought we see a penalty again for Parramatta. I actually thought it was a good pass. I thought the winger mistimed it. I thought Mamolo would overrun the football. He should have been back deeper, running onto the ball.
You'd be a good judge of this. This hooker's having a fair game, Jake Simpkins.
Yeah, he is. He's having a good go, isn't he? And there's been a couple of offloads as well from the forwards of the Tigers, and he's been able to take advantage of it in and around the middle of the ruck. He's been poking through on a number of occasions.
Another penalty conceded by the West Tigers with Parramatta in possession, 30 out from their own goal line. So that's 4 times they've had the easiest march downfield without a bruise. Bring it back, the fellow that loves the hairdresser. This is Makatoa, and the ball goes through their hands. Away to Moses, on it goes to Gutherson. He gets it away through the hands to Simonson. Simonson back on the infield. Papali'i, he picks up the loose ball. He got it on the bounce, maybe even the second bounce. The ball, I think, was intended for Gutherson. It went past him. Papali'i, he's done well. Moses is in trouble in back play. There's 6 to go, says the referee. Ball fed now to Matheson. Matheson goes ahead. Moses is up. He waves to the sideline to suggest everything's okay. He'll play the ball a metre out from the goal line. Parramatta with the ball. Open side they come. Away it goes to Dylan Brown. Goes to Gutherson. Gutherson, an overhead pass. Penasini had no room to catch it and come back in field, so he had to take the tackle. 6 more though, says the referee. They're all offside again, surely. Dylan Brown offloads to, this is the big fella, Makatoa. He's tackled 11 metres out. Right in centre field. Marnie goes back to the right side. Throws a dummy. Regan Campbell-Gillard goes straight and hard. He's taken by Tuolungi and another defender across that side of the field. He'll get up and play it close to the goal line. Marnie back to the right side. Oh, great tackle. It was Brooks that made it. Absolute. There's a Ram truck special. Little man on big man, and he went crash bang wallop. Papali'i goes hard, goes low, scores the try. Parramatta back in business. The Tigers lead 14-10, kick to come on the low scoreboard.
Well, they tried to finesse their way through for most of this first half, the Eels, and they've only succeeded on the one occasion, even though they've looked very dangerous on plenty of occasions. But this time they said, nah, let's not finesse our way through. Let's just burst our way through. They gave it to Papali'i. At first I didn't think he was going to get there, but his momentum just got him there, slammed it down. It was on the back of a great tackle from Luke Brooks on Ryan Madison. But the halfback organised this. He said, come on, let's get this organised. Short ball to Papali'i. He just steams over the top of a couple of them there and slams it down right on the line. Exactly what they needed.
And Mark Pigueredel, we don't need to remind everyone, on the back of a stupid lack of discipline, conceding a penalty.
Yeah, they have. They've done it on a number of occasions in this first half. Thirsty, you're right. I think Brooks might be in trouble here.
For the tackle?
Yeah, I think he went past the horizontal.
See, he lifted him, and I think it did get just above the horizontal, but the thing was, wasn't speared into the ground. He landed on his back.
Now, they're calling out Tuolungi, I think. Oh, no, Luke Brooks as well.
Brooks is probably captain.
For a late tackle on Mitch Moses back there. That's all from you. Luke, while you got your boys here, just had 3 in a row, 2 in the ruck, 1 10-metre one, which was really bad from James. Plus, there's a distinct slowness when you guys get down to this end of the field, okay? I can't keep blowing 60 goals with penalties, all right? Continue, someone might sit down.
We haven't had that many, it was only just
You just had 3 in the bounce. You had 3 or 4 before that as well. You got a chance now to fix it.
What do you think he'll say?
That was a nice insight.
Well, you know what happens. I mean, they go and tell them what to do, and then Brooks will go over and say, come on, boys, let's just not give away any more penalties or 6 again.
Well, you know, what are you going to do in a situation where it looks like Parramatta are going to score on the next play? Of course you're going to slow it down. That's what they do now on their goal line. Give away another repeat set so they can defend their line.
10 in from touch. Moses attempting the conversion of the Papali'i try. 20 metres out. Right on the apex. It's right on where the 2 lines meet.
Yep.
In he comes. There's the kick from Moses. And the crowd behind. You could tell the crowd behind. They were motionless. All the blue and gold. He's missed it. And he did miss it. And the Tigers lead 14 points to 10 on the low scoreboard. 4.5 to go in the first stanza. And did they have that many 60 goes?
Well, they've had a few in the maybe in that series of play. There might have been a couple in that lot. So
I thought he said there were 4 or 5 beforehand. Right?
Well, he's warned them, so clearly the next time it happens, someone's going to the bin.
Yeah.
Big Pricey in the crowd.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them here. Former Parramatta players. A lot of them, of course, the Hall of Fame members. There's the kickoff. And bringing the ball back. Has Campbell-Gillard had a rest yet? I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't.
It's a big first half on a warm day. It's a warmish day in Sydney. We haven't had too many warm days this year's football season. For a prop forward to play 40 minutes straight, it's a big effort, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's nearly another 6 again there. So they're testing this referee here in Chris Butler.
Makatoa gets the ball through the hands of Moses, goes to Papali'i. He offloads the ball. Nakure, who's playing in the centres, he goes for a run. Did you use your Nakure this morning?
Nakure. No, I didn't.
Well, you've had a new haircut. You probably don't need your.
Well, you told me I should get one of these. You didn't use nice terms, though.
So you don't need your shampoo when you have a
No,
short back and
well,
sides.
I just use soap.
Ball comes away to Makatoa, and Makatoa strolls down the centre of the park, and he's tackled 32 metres out. Back the left side it comes. Dylan Brown's got it. Up goes the kick. Gee, I think Sean Lane's offside. They've come for the ball. Lane knocks it down. Oh, the referee said no, that the West Tigers have knocked it down, and the scrum feed will go to Parramatta 10 metres out from the northern goal line.
Well, gee whiz, this is a big call from Chris Butler. They're going to challenge this. I was going to say, I thought it came off Sean Lane.
Jerry, we have a captain's challenge.
Yeah.
The on-foot ruling is a knock on Tigers.
Gee, I was like you, Darryl. I thought Sean Lane, who was taller than everyone, got his hand there first. I also thought he was a metre offside too when the kick went up.
Yeah.
Actually, there was
Ball there. Onside from the kick.
Yeah, righto.
Well, he does go. Let's have a look here. There's two of them going for it. There's him and Dane Laurie. Lane goes up. Laurie, can you believe it? Let's have a look. I think it comes off Sean Lane. Laurie might have got a fingertip on it, but I don't think so.
What do you reckon, Pig?
I think Sean Lane knocks it back.
The ball comes off Sean Lane's hand first. Just need to see whether it goes forwards or backwards.
Well, that's made a difference, really.
And goes forward from Sean Lane into Dane Laurie.
Good challenge. Good
Challenge
challenge.
is successful. It's a knock on Parramatta.
So that is a huge decision. Absolutely huge. 3 to go in the first half.
Yep.
Tigers get the ball 10 out on their goal line. Not Parramatta 10 out from the scoring end of the
Well,
field.
David, that's an example of what... I mean, sometimes we blow up about the captain's challenges, but I think that's a really good example. That could have changed the game then. You know, they get 6 right in the middle of the field. You know, with 3 to go, they probably lead at half-time, Parramatta.
Well, he was going to take the scrum 10 metres out right in the centre of the park. I saw where Moses told the referee they're going to have the scrum. Anyway, now you got a bit of a reprieve here, the West Tigers. 14-10 the scoreline. The Tigers lead Parramatta. That's on the low scoreboard. Hastings goes for a gallop. Gets a high shot there from Madison. Low was Marnie, which you see his little headgear around the legs of nearly every tackle in that zone.
He's a good buy, isn't he, for the Bulldogs next year? Is it next year he goes?
Yeah, well, I think it's next year.
He's a good buy for them.
Now taking the ball ahead and taking it up strongly is this is McKaylee. What did he stop
I
for?
think he thought he was Shepherd obstruction.
He stopped in the centre of the field and said, come and get me. Hastings has the ball. There's a high bomb. Laurie's onside. He's coming through at 1,000,000 miles an hour and drives Gutherson back with one of the best ram truck tackles I have seen this year. He's hit him right under the rib cage, drove him back 3 metres into the in-goal area. Line drop out from underneath Parramatta's goalpost.
I'm surprised we don't see more of that, but that was technically brilliant. Brilliant from Dane Laurie. The kick went up. Gacko caught it, I reckon, 1.5 metres out from the line. As soon as he caught it, there was only one man there. It was Dane Laurie. That's an effort play, and he just nailed him, pushed him back into the in-goal area. Now the Tigers have got an opportunity to put some more points on the board here. We've got 1.5 minutes till half-time. It's a short kick out. It's going to go out in the full.
But to knock on, the ball went back on the infield. You heard the ref say knock on from Penasini. And he landed outside the field to play. So it would have been the Tigers' ball anyway. They've got the ball, and they bring the ball back strongly here, the Tigers, Musgrove. So the video ref this decision and the tackle from Laurie, what a difference that could make if they can score in the remaining 60 seconds of the first half as Laurie gets the ball. Away it goes to Big Mamolo, and Mamolo has hit a bone-crunching ram truck special on the far side of the field. Gutho gets up, having a go at someone.
I was talking to Dane Laurie, who was the player who knocked him into the in-goal area. He would have said, see, it meant nothing anyway. You blokes can't play.
Oh, well.
They got the overlap there. Mamolo at his best, I reckon, might have nearly steamrolled him there, but there was a couple of them there to get him. I think the Corey was there, I think Simonson was there, and the King was there, of course, Guffo.
Oh, dear. Gee, Piggy, you had a great view of that tackle.
Oh, I did. Look, it was perfect time, and as you boys said, Dane Laurie, but Gutho made up for it there. He was the one coming across in cover and actually knocks the football free from Amolo. So a big play there from the Parramatta Eels fullback.
Well, it certainly made a difference. There's only 15 seconds to go in the first half. If they'd scored then, a couple of decisions, certainly that video ref decision could have been one of the most crucial video refereeing decisions this year. It still could have been, because Parramatta, you would think, won't score off the last play of the first half, which is what we've got in progress at the moment, and Marnie takes the tackle, and so that's it. And that, thankfully, to the relief of everyone who loves the game of rugby league, Darryl, concludes one of the best 40 minutes of footy we've seen this year.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, David. It was end-to-end stuff, wasn't it? We've seen, what, 4 tries? 5 tries, I think.
Yep, 5 tries. Three to the Tigers, 2 to Parramatta.
It was so entertaining, and the Tigers have played a massive role in it. They've been great. Once they get in an attacking position, they've been fantastic. And that the Eels know they've got a game on their hand here, because the Eels have looked good at times. Well, for most of that first half, they looked good, but they just couldn't execute well enough to get over the try line, whereas the Tigers have. Been a fantastic half from the Tigers. Well done to them.
Tigers 2 tries to Navaluma, 1 to Leilua, 1 from 3, the goal kicking from Brooks. The Parramatta Gutherson and Papali'i have scored the tries, and 1 from 2, the goal kicking stats from Mitchell Moses. At half time, it's 14 points to 10 in favour of the West Tigers over the Parramatta Eels.
Thank you very much, Davey. Still to come tonight, Wide World of Sports in Sydney and Canberra with myself and Billy Slater. Our Brisbane listeners on 4BC, Peter Basaldis and Paul Vorton will take you around the ground, so to speak, get an update for you on the roads into and out of Sydney and Brisbane as plenty of people make their way home from the Easter long weekend. And we'll have a look at the first half action with Mark Piggy Riddell and Daryl Bryman. Who would have thought, West Tigers leading Parramatta. Well done to the Tigers. 14 points to 10. They lead Parramatta.
The original MasterChef winner, Julie Goodwin.
Julie's back.
Don't be nervous. It's like saying, don't be 51.
MasterChef fans and favourites starts Easter Monday on 10.
Say goodbye to loose dentures and missing teeth at Gentle Dental Care. Our surgeries are currently open for all dental treatments, including same-day emergencies. Our highly experienced Gentle Dental Care team can help transform your life with dental implants or the all-on-4 dental implant system. Affordable payment plans are available at our surgeries in Miranda, Double Bay, Liverpool, Tarmore, Campbelltown, Wetherill Park and Leppington. Book your complimentary implant consultation. Gentle Dental Care, 7days.com.au.
What's for dinner? Coles have over 100 easy recipes for you to try. All made with 5 ingredients in 30 minutes or less. Head to coles.com.au right now to find out what's for dinner. That's value the Australian way at Coles.
The all-new Lexus NX range has arrived at Lexus of Parramatta. Explore the next generation in Lexus design with new safety and connectivity, 4 advanced powertrains and the new Tazuna cockpit. Test drive the all-new Lexus NX at Lexus of Parramatta.
G'day, it's Fast Ed here. Getting away from it all with family and friends is what caravan and camping is all about. Find everything you need at the Caravan Camping Holiday Super Show. From camping gear to luxury RVs and great holiday spots. I'll be there each day, so check out one of my cooking demos. It's at the Rosehill Gardens Racecourse from Tuesday the 19th until Sunday the 24th of April. Tickets are available online only, so get yours now at supershow.com.au.
The original MasterChef winner, Julie Goodwin.
Julie's back.
Don't be nervous. It's like saying, don't be 51.
MasterChef fans and favourites starts Easter Monday on 10.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot, Ampol and Catch Fitness.
And that young man Toa gets the ball. He plays the ball. It'll come back the right side. Away it goes into Hastings. A little chip bomb. No, Faluma gets on the end and scores. Another West Tigers try.
Oh, beautiful stuff.
Oh, great tackle. And Brooks have made it. Little man on big man, and he went cracks man wallop. Papali'i goes hard, goes low, scores the try. Parramatta back in business. The Tigers lead 14-10, kick to come.
The first half highlights with David Morrow here at a packed CommBank Stadium and a shock halftime scoreline. West Tigers leading Parramatta by 14 points to 10. But as you rightly point out, Darryl Broman, there's been a lot said and written about the West Tigers to start this competition. And at the moment, they're leading one of the premiership contenders in season 2022.
Oh, it's an upset brewing, Mark. Whether they'll go on with it or not, who knows? But I've got to tell you, if you're a West Tigers supporter, your heart would be so... You'd just be so happy with what you've seen in the first half. They've shown something that they can at least attack a little bit. And Nofaluma's gone in for two late. Lewis scored a great try. And Brooks has played well. But there's a lot of them that have played well. They've taken it right to the Eels. You know, the Eels may have come here just thinking, well, we'll win this game. And I think nearly everyone thought that would be the case. And the Eels haven't played that badly, but they just haven't executed perfectly, which they normally do. They probably looked the better side on paper, and they probably had more opportunities to score points. But as soon as the Tigers do get down in the Eels' 20-metre zone, they look dangerous, look really dangerous. In the middle of the ruck, I reckon their hookers had a real big game. Jake Simpson's been good, Brooks has been good. Even the front row, Jones Tarmo's played one of his better games. Nofaluma's back to the Nofaluma we've learned to love over the years. It's been a really good half of football from them. The Eels haven't been bad, but their execution just hasn't been good enough. 14
points to 10. West Tigers lead Parramatta. Willow says, good to see both teams showing some emotion out there. This game has buckle up written all over it, and Piggy Riddell with the Tigers in front. It's been a cracking contest, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and I'm glad it has been, because I think all of us thought Parramatta were just going to run onto the field and win by 30 or 40 points. But the Tigers, they've really turned up this afternoon. Big crowd here for the game, and they're really sticking it to the Parramatta Eels. The combination of Brooks and Hastings looks good. Tarmow, as Darryl mentioned, through the middle has been really strong. Their edge back rowers have been punching holes on both sides of the field with those lead runners. So it's been a good half of football from the Tigers.
What about that tackle from Dane Laurie on Clint Gutherson, Piggy? Fullback on fullback, how good?
Yeah, and you know what? We should see it more, but we just don't see players time it as well as what we saw there, where Dane Laurie went one-on-one, waited for Gutherson to catch the football, then drove him in to the in-goal area. Fortunately for Parramatta and Gutho was able to put a hit on himself on Mamalo to free the football and turn over possession there, so it didn't cost the Eels too much. But as I said, it's been a great game of footy for Easter Monday.
All right, Piggy, thank you. Back to you shortly. Just one quick one from you, Darryl. I mean, if the West Tigers, their supporters have said all week, we just want to see intent. We just want to see some emotion, some pride in that jumper. If they come out and start the second half like they started this game today, what's to say they can't upset Parramatta?
They should be buzzing in the dressing room, and sometimes that's not good. But at least they're showing some passion, some pride in the jersey, and they're giving the West Tigers supporters something to think, maybe the future is bright here. Look, I still think Parramatta will win the game. But if the Tigers come out and put the same amount of effort in and the same amount of passion and enthusiasm and all those words that, we know that you need to play good rugby league, who's to say they can't cause this upset? If they were $10 or something to win this game, they're a chance of winning this game, but they need to just play smart. I don't want them to go into their shell, and I'm sure the coach would be saying the same thing. Don't go into your shell. As soon as you do that, you'll get beaten.
All right.
Keep throwing the ball about and have a bit of fun.
Thanks, Darryl. 14 points to 10. West Tigers lead Parramatta. Let's get you an update on Sydney and Brisbane's roads as we get everybody back home safely from the public holiday Easter long weekend. Steve Carline's looking after things in Sydney. Steve, good afternoon to you once again.
Good afternoon, Levy. M1's got a shaky approach to Warunga from Barara, and most of the congestion is currently south of Summersby to Mount White, and just whisper coming through of a southbound prang on the Mooney Bridge. That certainly wouldn't help. From the south coast, northbound traffic on the Princes Highway is busy Nowra to Maru Meadow, and into Sydney, it's grim Helensburgh towards Heathcote. Hugh Motorway's got a patch through Marulan and Pheasant's Nest, and in the Blue Mountains, the Great Western Highway traffic's got a 3-kilometre slow stretch around Blackheath. That'll put about an extra 15 minutes on your trip. I'm Steve Carline. I'm Sydney's traffic leader, 2GB.
Job well done, Steve. Thank you. From Sydney, we go to Brisbane. Will Bottom's keeping an eye on Queensland roads. Will, good afternoon once again.
Afternoon, Levy. Things are improving in Brisbane now. About 6 k's of delays from the border northbound on the M1 from Tugun northbound through to Eleanor, and from there you run up to Brisbane. Looks pretty good. Cunningham Highway still slowing northbound through Perga and Flinders View, and delays of east on the Bruce Highway from the Sunshine Coast. All clear now through to Brisbane, moving well over the Pine River Bridge and onto Gympie Arterial Road and the Gateway Motorway. I'm Will Bottom on Brisbane's traffic leader. 8:82 for BC.
They're all over the boys. Steve in Sydney. Will looking after things in Brisbane, while here at CommBank Stadium, Parramatta, West Tigers leading the Eels by 14 points to 10. Darryl, there's been a cracking race call at Warwick Farm that I want to share with you in just a second. We've got some of the best commentators anywhere in the world. Quick break. West Tigers leading Parramatta 14 points to 10. They're going to take you out to Warwick Farm Racecourse and play you what's just transpired out of the mouth of Darren Flindell. He's one of the best we've got. Quick break though. Back with more.
Need a bottle of wine in a pinch? Dan Murphy's has got you covered. Get drinks direct to your boot in under 30 minutes. Simply select pickup when ordering online at danmurphys.com.au. Drinks direct to your boot in under 30 minutes? Now that's fast. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
They say a good plan today is better than the perfect plan tomorrow. And you know what? They're right. At MLC, we know that with a little planning, your financial future could be even better than you've imagined. With your involvement and our expertise, you'll be amazed at what's possible from the smallest of changes. MLC. Doing a little today means a lot tomorrow. Download your retirement planning workbook today at mlc.com.au.
Rest Super presents How to Stay Pumped. Some profit to shareholder funds leave your returns a bit flat. At Rest, profits go to members, not shareholders. Get a fair go at keeping your super balance pumped. Search Rest Super today. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. Product issued by Retail Employees Superannuation Pty Limited. Consider if it is appropriate for you and read the PDS and TMD available at rest.com.au/PDS before deciding to join or stay.
Maggie Beer here. New research shows increasing your milk, cheese and yogurt intake can decrease your risk of a hip fracture in old age by 46%. I love my Aussie dairy, and at 77 my life is full to the brim. I walk every day and still enjoy my wonderfully busy work schedule. That's why I feel so unstoppable.
Getting more Aussie dairy matters. It can make all the difference. Discover more at dairy.com.au/unstoppable.
The original MasterChef winner,
Julie Goodwin!
Julie's back.
Don't be nervous. It's like saying, don't be 51.
MasterChef, fans and favourites. Starts Easter Monday on 10.
You're listening to the Continuous Call team on 2GB. Thanks to McDonald's, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Lowe's and Network Building Supplies.
Easter Monday Rugby League with the Continuous Call team. Mark Levy, David Morrow, Darryl Broman and Mark Piggy Riddell. It's the West Tigers leading Parramatta by 14 points to 10. Yep, you heard it right, 14-10. West Tigers leading Parramatta, and the Eels faithful a bit shell-shocked at the moment. We'll see what they've got in the second half shortly. Now, Big Man Davey and Piggy, I mentioned just prior to the break that we've got some of the best commentators in sport anywhere in the world.
Yep.
And there was a famous, well, I'd say arrest back in 1991 that's been replayed, and it's become a bit of a hit, really. There's even T-shirts made up. The arrest went a little something like this. A gentleman involved in Brisbane.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. There's a horse by the name of Democracy Manifest from the Chris Wallace stable. It was ridden by James McDonald. It's got the cash in race 7 at Warwick Farm today. Have a listen to the call from Darren Flindell.
It's Democracy Manifest in front with 100 metres to run from Italian Informant. But gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Succulent Chinese meals all around. Democracy Manifest beat Italian Informant.
Oh, how good's
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Davey, what do you reckon?
He is a genius.
I think that was you, Davey, saying that originally, like in the Chinese restaurant.
What is the charge? Having a succulent Chinese meal?
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Very clever.
He's got a great mind, hasn't he?
Very clever. 14 points to 10. West Tigers leading Parramatta. Davey, you've just popped out the back of the broadcast box, and I'm sure some of our colleagues from the media, are they like us? Are they really happy for the West Tigers? And what's the general vibe at the back of the other commentary box here?
Well, I popped out of the box and down the corridor a bit and turned right and went into the little men's room, and there was about 5 West Tiger supporters in there, and they go, yeah, let's give it to them. And the Parramatta supporters, not over yet, boys, not over yet. So it was, but the great thing was that there was no animosity. It was two groups of about 6 or 7 kids or blokes, certainly kids to me, but they're having fun. and they were enjoying what they've been watching. And I'm certain we get that every time we come here, Darryl. It's just to you that the standard of footy we seem to get at this stadium.
Well, they're an exciting side, Parramatta, and the Tigers are sticking it to them today. But you know what it is? It's the fans, Dave. Remember the old, a couple of years ago, we haven't had fans around the game. You got. I don't know. There's not 30,000 here. There'd be 25 here.
Yep.
It's a great crowd, and they're loud.
And it's a coliseum, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Stick with us, folks. 6 o'clock. We launch into Wide World of Sports. Peter Basoldis and Paul Vaughton in Brisbane. I'll be on air in Sydney and Canberra with Billy Slater to wrap up the weekend of footy and this afternoon's game. Strap yourselves in for this second 40. West Tigers in front, 14 points to 10 over Parramatta. Davey, here we go for the second half.
And I think we've got a few Sundays here too, Darryl, still to come this year. So it's going to be great. I reckon this ground, with the atmosphere it creates, is probably a good reason why we get such good footy here. Even the 50-odd to zip game we saw here, I know it opened the stadium, but the footy, everyone was happy.
It's exciting.
And it's a great stadium, and as Parramatta get the ball from the kick-off and they work it out from their own end, 22, 23 metres out, ball played, and the ball comes back to Matheson. Good to see him out there after the... Oh, and at the last moment, I think he threw a pass out the back door. The referee's allowed it to pass muster. If you'll excuse the pun. Picked up on the bounce by Gutherson. He takes it back to the halfway. And then Marnie runs to the halfway out of acting half. Puts a grubber kick in. Oh, it's had a horrible Shane Warne leg spin on it. It completely wrong-footed Laurie. He thought he was Mike Ganning for a moment, but he got back in time before it hit the stumps. And the Tigers have got it 15 out from their own goal line.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was the kick of the century, but it wasn't a bad kick from him, but I must admit I'm a little bit mystified as to why he did. They would look like to me as though they were making some metres up the middle, and he kicked on about tackle 4. But here they go. Here's the West Tigers offload there from Nofaluma. Good boy. They make about 15 metres through James Roberts.
Roberts plays the ball 35 out from his own goal line. Coming for a gallop is McKayley as he works it back towards the halfway line. They'll play the ball near the halfway. In fact, it's Musgrove as the ball comes back to McKayley now. He's out on the left side. They're both big men. And when they drive together, one's got 16, one's got 10 on their back. But McKayley, I must admit, has got the little rat's tail at the moment. And they don't look necessarily alike. It's just their body shape
they're
so
similar.
alike.
I reckon they're similar, David. They're big men, and they've got big black hair, and they are similar. Good take there from Bailey Simonson.
Ball fed back to the centre of the park. And here they come through Penasini, Parramatta after they've got the ball. Well, both the opening sets in the second half, Mark Piggy Riddell, well, you couldn't say they were stock standard, but they finished up being stock standard.
Yeah, I think both sides have done a good job just to start this second half. Tigers got through their set. Thought it was a really smart kick from Jackson Hastings, making Simonson bring the football off his own goal line.
Parramatta got the ball on the halfway line, and that's where they'll play the ball. It goes through the hands, and here they come out wide. Taking the ball back as Lane. He'll play the ball. They'll play the ball back the left side of the field. And Dylan Brown pumps it high in the air. Opacek coming through at 1,000,000 miles an hour on Laurie. Laurie does well to evade him just as he arrived. But then the next two players got him. And Laurie plays the ball 10 out from his own goal line. And now it's West Tigers trying to work it back from the southern end of the field, the Brett Kenny grandstand end. Brett Kenny here tonight as one of the great players to carry the blue and the gold.
He'd be in the top 5, I reckon.
I just want to say some might even say he's the greatest. And then you get a lot of arguments there, Darryl.
I mean, he's got a little bit of company, but he's certainly a wonderful player.
Is he what? Was it 2 tries in each of the 81, 82 and 83 grand finals? That's not a bad start.
Finished him in 84.
Yeah, that was a kick down the field is going to be caught by Gutherson. Gutherson offloads, bringing the ball back as Bailey Simonson. He goes one way, then he straightens up. You're right, he runs across field a lot, doesn't he?
I think that's a bit of an issue for him, but he just doesn't get them on the front foot. Now he slapped Hastings in the face there, and they've got the penalty, Parramatta. So I don't know whether Hastings obviously instigated it, but Hastings is looking bemused at the referee. But you know what it does? It's just ill discipline. Maybe it's leg there or something. I don't know what he did. But he's got the penalty, and now he kicked for touch at makes 30 metres easily here.
Yeah, well, Jackson Hastings got a bit of that him Piggy. But that's what happens when you play over in England.
Yeah, well, obviously Simonson wasn't very happy at all. But, boys, again, it's exactly what we spoke about in the first half, gifting Parramatta Eels the field position in good ball.
As the ball comes away to Papali'i, he gets it away on and went to Gutherson. Gee, there's a good tackle in there, and it's Toa who makes the tackle, puts him down, the captain, 25 metres out on the goal line as it goes for crossfield. It comes to Dylan Brown away to Opacek. He got away from one, away from two. He bounces away from Lane, but Lane wasn't in front of him, so it wouldn't be deemed to be an obstruction. At the last moment, he throws it willy-nilly in the direction of Lane, and Lane strides ahead before the defence has got him. He's only a few metres out on the goal line. Dylan Brown offloads to Campbell-Gillard. In turn, it comes away to Moses, away to Gutherson. Papali'i, he's playing in the right centre position momentarily, as Nakure was on the inside. Gutherson from acting half sends it back the open side. Matheson has a run. He's tackled a few metres out on the southern goalpost. He'll play the ball to Marnie. Back the left side, it comes to Moses. In turn to Dylan Brown. Double pump, quickly. Well, double pump went to Lane. Lane threw the ball, and the imaginary man is out there somewhere, because the ball didn't find the winger, didn't find the touch judge, didn't find the cameraman. In fact, it didn't find anyone over on that eastern side.
It was a shocking pass, but I want to just go back to the play before that, where just about everybody in the Eels side touched the ball as they went to their right. But you know what? The West Tigers read it beautifully. They had them covered from the moment they started passing. There was no cutout passes. It was man for man, and the Tigers defended brilliantly then. That's a great bit of work from the Tigers.
Well, they certainly hit. The great thing about it is, Darryl, they were thinking about something that the Parramatta Eels, but the West Tigers just moved up one line. Last week,
they dropped. They're lucky to get away with that. I think it was Big McKaylee may have dropped it trying to play the ball there, but they want to question this. It's a captain's challenge here. Moses is told, well, he's the one who's making the calls here, but he's called a captain's challenge.
Matheson wasn't sure, you know. Moses wanted the challenge, and Matheson said, well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a Moses made the call here, and I suppose he's just about, I know he's not the captain of the team, but he runs the side. Let's have a look here. Now, McKaylee's got the ball. Now, Madison's there. The hooker's there. Back rower's there. The 14's there.
Makatoa,
they tackle him. I suppose we've got to look at the way, just look at what happens when he's getting up to play the ball. I think that's where the issue was. Madison's got his hand on the ball here as McKaylee's trying to get up to play it. Now he's fighting. McKaylee gets up and
loses the ball.
Drops the ball. I mean, that is a successful, in my opinion, captain's challenge. Saying that, did he lose the ball?
By Thomas McKaylee. The challenge is successful.
Okay.
So there we are. It's going to be a Parramatta ball, not a West Tigers ball, so it's deemed to be a knock-on.
Parramatta didn't do anything. There's no doubt. Parramatta didn't make any play to make that any reason for them to penalise them, but I'm still not convinced McKaylee did lose control of that. Anyway.
Well, the thing that interested me there, Piggy, is when he asked Matheson didn't know whether he had or hadn't interfered with it.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that when he was trying to play the ball, it hits his knee and then goes forward. So it's deemed an incorrect play, the ball, and I think that's why it's going to be a scrum here in a Parramatta field.
Great position here for Parramatta. You'd think they'd have something up their sleeve here.
And Hastings is screaming at someone here, Brooks, to get in there and play as the acting half, because Hastings wants to defend. And Hastings is a very good defender, and there's a great push by the West Tigers, and they've got the ball. Oh, bring on the rugby union. One against the feed.
Never happens. You never see that happen. You know what they did? They caught them by surprise there. The Parramatta Eels relaxed in the scrum. The Tigers didn't, and just overwhelmed them over the top of them.
That was a great bit of work. And obviously they got a set call for that. As soon as the ball went in the scrum, the six-man Tigers went bush. They just pushed the Parramatta off the ball, and they've got the ball.
Well, they're outsmarting him at the moment. They're defending well, and that's brilliant. That doesn't happen in the modern game.
As the ball is fed now to Hastings and a short pass to McKaylee. McKaylee was fed into a three-man tackle, but he still took three big men to put him down. Last tackle goes the open side. Hastings has the ball, goes to the air. Here's Nofaluma coming through, looking for a hat trick. The ball's been knocked forward for mine by the West Tigers, or knocked back by Parramatta. Either way, it's finished up in Parramatta's hands. And and it doesn't matter whether it's a knock-on or a knock-back. Parramatta have got the ball and they'll play it 11 out in their own goal line.
Yeah, Tom Opacek, I think the ball may have come off Nofaluma, but it did go towards the Parramatta line, and Opacek took it. Geez, that's a good run there. That's what they need. That was a big run there from Nuakore, who's hardly seen any of the ball.
Well, he's not playing with 4 on his back, Darryl.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem. I'd have him in the middle.
Now, here's Marnie having a shot at a 40-20. It looks pretty good off the boot, but then it just floats across the touchline.
By 10 metres.
Yeah, well, off the boot from it, but then we stand up and realise where we are.
Well, it was an aggressive kick, and, well, it's backfired for him here because it's given the Tigers possession deep in Parramatta territory here. Now, Parramatta haven't defended the Tigers all that well, particularly in the first half. I suspect their defence will be better here in the second half.
8 minutes gone on the second half, and the Tigers lead the Eels 14-10 on the low scoreboard. They've got the ball, the Tigers, after the attempt at 40-20 for Marnie, went out on the full. Comes back the left side to Hastings, in turn to Brooks. Second man play to Laurie. Laurie throws a dummy. Great tackle from Moses. Ball and all, he said, you can throw the dummy, but I'm going to tackle you anyway. I reckon he just lined him up. There's no way Laurie was going to get away with that as the ball comes to Twal, and Twal takes it ahead, and he takes it to within 19 metres of the goal line, gets up, plays it quickly. Simpkin offloads to Hastings. Hastings goes one way, sends it back to Simpkin. In turn, it comes away to McKaylee. McKaylee goes straight and full hard, offloads out the back door to the hooker Simpkin. Simpkin dodges, Simpkin weaves. Simpkin goes a long way before the defence finally stops him. He's not far away from the goal line. Moses at acting half. Long pass comes to Hastings. Hastings in turn to Laurie. Laurie gets it away, and Big Mamalo for the corner, dives, left arm extends, scores, try.
Well done, Ken Mamalo. Well done, the Tigers. He caught that ball, Mamalo. He's on the left wing. He changed it from right hand to left hand to just give himself a chance of getting it down sweetly. He's done that. That was really good work, and it came on the back of a great run from the hooker. Once again, Jade Simpkin. But the halfback is having a great game. Laurie, beautiful ball round the back. Just want to see whether he's got it down here. I'm just a little bit concerned he might have hit the touching goal line here. With the put down, can't see it from that angle. Like to see it head on. Here it is
Harvey
here.
Norman replay.
Beautiful ball from Laurie. Gives it on the outside to Mamalo. That's a try. Well done.
Oh, gee, I hate to have the big man measuring my carpet.
I know what you'd like me to have measuring.
Yes, yesterday I said something was half a metre away. He said, no, it's less than that. It's 100 centimetres. Today, we're almost hitting the touchdown.
Made one mistake in a career, David.
One mistake.
Hey, boys, just on a serious note, and Big Man mentioned, like the halves, like Jackson Hastings coming into the side today, has released the pressure on Luke Brooks. Now, let's remember, Hastings orchestrated the kick for Nofaluma's try. He's just set up this one as well. Brooks has set up the other 2 tries. It's a nice little combination from the 2 halves this afternoon.
Absolutely agree with you, Pig. I think Hastings has been fantastic. Geez, he's done a good job. His organisational ability is immense. He's done. You know what? And let's not forget, was it the second game he got suspended or injured? I can't recall what happened.
It was. Yep.
First game against the Melbourne Storm, he was involved in that game, and they were right in that game at half. In fact, they led, I think, at half time in that game of football. His value to the Tigers is immense.
Well, he's taken over the goal kicking now too. Hastings, he's right out here on the western side. 21, 22 metres out. About 30 centimetres, 40 centimetres in from touch. Kicking to the northern goalpost. They lead 18-10 on the low scoreboard, the Tigers. There's the kick from Hastings. It looks good. Straight down the high level. It's 20-10 in favour of the Tigers over the Eels. That's with 30 minutes to go. And you're listening to the Continuous Call Team.
With no ads till the game finishes. It's just like watching the game live on KO. Now, back to the action.
He was always highly rated, wasn't he, Jackson Hastings, Piggy? But he just found his personality clashes a bit too much to deal with. But, gee, he's grown up as a footballer going to England.
Yeah, and he'll admit that himself, Thirsty. You know, he had to get away from the game for a while. We knew he had a few sort of situations at previous clubs. Went over to England, played at Salford, played at the Wigan Warriors. Man of steel over there. He's come back. And you've got to say, so far in the couple of games we've seen him, he's been a really good buy for the Tigers.
Well, he gets involved in everything, Darryl, and just even before, you know he'd rather tackle than do anything else.
Do you know what, David? The point Piggy made is absolutely right. He's released Brooks he's released, and I didn't think this would happen, but he's released the pressure on Brooks. He's now running the show, and Brooks can just do something he probably hasn't done for 5 or 6 years. That's enjoy yourself a little bit and just show what you've got. And today, Brooks has shown more today than he has for a couple of years.
He'll start running the ball shortly, Brooks, and we all know that if he starts running the ball, there's a problem. Brooks having a shot at a 40-20, but Gutherson read it well, quickly got across. He actually caught her on the full in the end, Gutherson. He realised what Brooks was up to and got himself into the perfect position. Brooks just perhaps needed a bit more of an angle on that, but you've got to give Gutherson his due too.
Oh, he's a super player, Gutherson. They got it all to do here, Parramatta. They're down by 20 points to 10 on the low score, but we've still got just under 30 minutes to go in the game, so there's plenty of time. But, geez, there's a few of them just, waddling up here. They're not running with a great deal of commitment here, the Parramatta Eels.
I tell you what, if the Tigers score next, you'd want to be on them, wouldn't you? I know 10 points is easy to probably overcome, but gee, if you get to 14 or 16 points in front, it's a long road back from there. And talking about that, Dylan Brown goes straight through, gets it to Reed Marnie. Marnie goes straight down the middle. Marnie scores a try, and 2 out of the 3 legs of our magnificent better home. Darryl, you are a genius. It's 20-14. Kick to come to make it 20-16. Oh, what about Dylan Brown?
He did. He scored a try last week, I think, with a brilliant left foot step. I mean, where was that for the last couple of years from Dylan Brown? Dylan Brown last year, I think, had 1 try assist or something like that for the whole season. This year, he's had 10 or something already. That was a brilliant left foot step. Just beat them pointlessly. Drew the fullback, who's backing up in the middle of the ruck. Reed Marnie catches it, scores next to the post. I reckon we're nearly home with our bet, Davo. Over 42.5, and both try scorers have scored. That's all we need.
It's a 3.
I've said it. I've gone off early. Something I haven't already done all my life, Davo.
What, go off early?
Yes.
I don't think I want to see that, Piggy.
Oh no, he's gone off early. Oh, I think you might be right. Geez, it'd be a strange sort of game if 27 minutes remain and we don't see any more points.
Here's Moses from in front of the sticks to bring it back to just a 4-point ball game. What was I saying about the Tigers getting away by 14 or 16?
Well, David, you know the Eels are going to come straight back at you. They've got the crowd here. He's kicked the goal. This is going to be buckle up time, David.
Yeah, buckle up, Piggy. Grandstand finish coming up because the Tigers lead 20-16 on the low scoreboard. You're listening to the Continuous Call team.
Another great McDelivery, thanks to McDonald's.
Yeah, Pig, and is it the ground? Is it the kick-off in the afternoon? What is it that makes, when you come here to play footy, produce such exciting action?
Oh, I love it, Thirsty. I think it's the big crowd, the great stadium. Parramatta love playing here, and the fact that it's a day game. The players love playing in the afternoon. 27 minutes remaining. We've got a cracker on our hands.
There's the kick-off from Brooks, and it goes all the way down to the goal line. Campbell Gillard brings it back. Gee, he's played some big minutes, hasn't he?
He's played the whole game.
It's amazing for it. To think it's an afternoon game on a warm day. I mean, you can play afternoon games on a coolish day, but this is the first real. We've had some warm days this weekend, and ball played to Marnie. He goes back the open side. It goes to Matheson. Matheson works back towards the halfway line. He'll play at about 12 metres his own side of halfway. The Tigers lead 20-16, and that, of course, is on the low scoreboard. All of our comments today brought to you by Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding. The comment from Piggy and Darryl as they go back the open side. Gutherson holding the ball in 2 hands, runs to the defensive line, put down in a good tackle here by Tuolongi. Twal was there as well. Last tackle, fed to Moses. Moses puts it up high. Laurie coming for the ball. So was Dylan Brown, and Dylan Brown did well.
Yeah, he did.
There was a chance of him taking the player while he was in the air. He ran past him. He realised that if he touched him, penalty.
That's a bit of footy sense there from Dylan Brown. It was like, the tackle on Gutherson, except this time he was in the air, Laurie, and Brown did brilliantly because he dropped off. He just let him take it and let one of his other defenders finish him off.
5-2, the penalties in favour of Parramatta in the game, and the tackle breaks. The West Tigers have broken 25 tackles and Parramatta 22. But all the line breaks we have in this game brought to you by Gulf Western Oil. Go the distance with Gulf Western Oil as the West Tigers bring the ball back.
We're dirty on that. They thought it was forward.
Well, that's the best defensive set Parramatta produced so far in the game, and it's probably one of the rare mistakes that Brooks has made. If you could say a mistake is kicking the ball 50 metres down the other end of the field, but straight down the throat of the fullback. Yeah. But he would probably say that isn't where he wanted to put it.
You know, there's some really good players out there today. The two halves have been great for the West Tigers. So's the hooker. And I've also got to say the halves for Parramatta have just sparked them. They're both playing great footy.
Long pass comes across to Moses Nakure, who's playing. Now he's playing basically as the right second rower, and Papali's playing as the right centre. And probably in attack, that's a good idea to give Nakure a little bit of game time. Now they're swapped over again. There's Nathan Brown comes back onto the field. They go back to Dylan Brown on the left. He'll play the second man, Gutherson. He puts a grubber kick in. That'll go past them all into the car park where all of our cars are parked. And as a result, Laurie will bring it back to the 20-metre line for a 7-tackle restart.
Well, it's an unusual mistake, isn't it, from Gutherson, because he doesn't make those sort of mistakes, but it just had, I don't know, too much Vegemite for breakfast this morning. He just hit it too hard. It was never going to stay in the field of play, and just that has released the pressure here. Now there's a penalty to the Tigers, and they needed that because even though they're behind on the scoreboard here, the Eels, even though they're behind on the scoreboard here, I think they're on top in the game because the crowd are starting to get into it. Still got 24 minutes to go, which is an eternity. And I still think we've got a bit of points in them. Now, Campbell Gillard's getting up limping here. He's played the whole game. Maybe it might be time to just give him a break.
Well, I think it was he who got penalised too. And there was a high shot in there. Now, the West Tigers have got the ball, and the second kick will be taken on the halfway line. Now, Hastings looks for a runner, and Tuolangi is going to play the ball back towards the halfway line. I'll play it now. Open side they come. Goes to Hastings. Hastings offloads to Offenengawi. Offenengawi is tackled about 39 metres out in centre field. They lead 20 points to 16, the Tigers. They go back the open side to Hastings. Hastings plays the front man. He gets the ball back, Hastings. He goes from the right side to the left side. Tuolangi has it. Great bit of work from Nakure. Cuts his space down. Back to Hastings. Hastings offloads to Tyre. Hastings in everything.
Oh, he's having a fabulous game. And it's exactly what they needed, the Tigers. Just someone in there to direct them.
And Hastings again in an acting half. Offloads the ball to Offenengawi. He's tackled 29 metres out. Simpkin at acting half. They go back to the left side. Hastings away to Twal, who's taken in good defence, only 15 metres out. He'll play the ball to Simpkin on the last play. A little chip bomb from Hastings. Coming for the ball was Momolo. Also coming from the ball was Bailey Simonson. Also coming for Simonson. Two West Tigers players. Brooks is there. There's another one. I think it's Toa. And they dragged Simonson back into the in-goal area. Line drop out.
Well, that's something you haven't seen from them either. It was a beautifully weighted kick. In the end, it was taken easily by Simonson, but all the West Tigers played a role there. Momolo went for the ball, missed it, but then Toa, I should say, and also Brooks got there. As soon as he hit the ground, they just smothered him, pushed him into the in-goal area. They get a result. Great work, Tigers.
And then the short kick-off attempted by Gutherson. Will it go 10? Yes, it does. And then it's knocked back by the Tigers. And Laurie is in the right place at the right time to take it. And the referee's not happy. Simpkins hit the deck.
He's injured. I hope when he's gone up for the ball here, he hasn't done. Looks like he's holding a knee or something.
A lower leg by the looks of it.
This doesn't look good at all for him. I don't know what happened, but they're all around him here. Let's have a look. The short drop out. He went up for it. You know what? I don't know what's happened. He got bumped, I think it was by Kafusi, or one of the Parramatta forwards just ran into him as they were trying to go for the ball. Oh, his ankle's gone over. He's twisted his left ankle, but he's holding it as though it's really bad.
See, Piggy, I'm not saying it's broken, but it could be worse. Ligaments are even worse, aren't they?
That's ligaments. Yeah, he rolled it for sure on the outside there of the ankle. Just as he went up for the football, you could see straight away. I actually, years ago, did the same thing and had all the ligaments torn off the bone. And it's a long recovery, operation and recovery. Let's hope it's not that bad. Let's hope the ligaments are still attached, but just didn't look good, did it, as he rolled over on that foot.
Well, it's one of those things that was very innocuous, wasn't it? He hadn't even started his leap and bang.
No, he was in a lot of pain as well. You could see straight away. And he's had a good afternoon, I tell you, for a young bloke still finding his way in first grade. He's been really good for the Tigers today.
Well, they're going to take him off.
Oh, he's gone, David. He won't be back. And that's a shame. I agree with you, Piggy. He's been phenomenal. Well, I feel for him. You know, he hasn't had many first grade games, and he's come out on one of the biggest stages and done brilliantly. And now he's done an injury. He's going to be out for a while, this kid.
When's Dewey back, Pig? Do you know?
He's still got a while. I think they were saying around 13, 14 possibly. But
I was just contemplating whether you bring Dewey back and play him in the halves with Brooks and play Hastings at hooker. But
from what I've seen today,
I'm only trying to find out where they go.
Well, they go with the bloke who's been playing there. Put Little there. That's
put
what
Little
they've got
back
to
in
do.
there. But
I actually spoke to Jacob Little in the elevator on the way down. He was disappointed with the game in the lower grades. He played hooker in reserve grade, but he was saying hopefully he can get back up there soon. So he's going to get another chance sooner than he probably thought.
The only reason I'm saying Hastings seems to be doing everything, and perhaps playing somewhere where he touches the ball every play. I'm only thinking ahead. That's all.
Well, Davey, that's why you're a commentator. You're good at that stuff, thinking ahead. But it was stupid.
All right,
well, they've got to fit. They've got to fit Dewey in somewhere when he does come back. But if these two keep playing the way we're seeing this afternoon, I would find it very hard. But they may not continue. But from what we've seen today, gauging that, I like this combination.
Well, they're great to see the Medicab got out there. Yeah. He started to hobble off the field, and I thought, please, I know it's one of my hobby horses, but Medicabs make such a difference, and a player can only, you would think, make the injury worse by being asked to hobble off the field in situations like that. So he's off the field, and I'm just trying to work. Was it Jock Madden went out there to replace him?
Is Jock Madden, can he play dummy half?
Well, we'll find out probably. Although Brooks is there at the moment as the ball's fed to Hastings, comes to Madden. Madden goes one way, then it comes back the other. West Tigers on the attack. They lead 20-16 on the low scoreboard. Midway through the second half, Hastings floats across field, looks for Twal. Twal does very well, just works it down the centre. He's tackled 9 metres out. They'll go back the open side. Brooks goes from acting half, and then a pass that was perhaps too hard on the outside is knocked on the far side of the field as Leilua. He went to hit the hole. If he catches it, who knows where he'd finish up, but it didn't reach the target, and as a result, the Parramatta side get a scrum feed, 10 out from their own goal. No, in fact, it's a handover, isn't it?
Yeah, he might have just thrown it a tad hard there. I'm just having a look at the coach in the coach's box. He's wearing his heart on his sleeve. Leilua, even though I think he's been their best player all year, he was good in the first half, but hasn't seen a lot of him in the second half. I don't even know if he's been on the field, to be brutally honest with you, because I haven't seen a lot of him.
Well, it was one of those things. Was the pass thrown too hard, or did he hit the hole at the wrong time? Was the defence... All the timing was off, but the result in the end was that he dropped the ball, and it was a knock-on, and Parramatta had the pressure relieved. So the Tigers lead 20-16. 20 minutes to go in the game. Parramatta bring the ball back, and a good run here from Nakore. Nakore still going. Then finally a second Tiger comes in to add a little bit of weight to the tackle, Alex Twal, as the ball is fed back to the centre of the field, and they work it back to the halfway line. Bring it back as Nathan Brown. He'll play the ball on the halfway. Plays it to Marnie. Good strong run in the centre of the park, and they're going to play the ball around about 45 metres out in the goal line. They'll play it to Marnie. Open side they come. Comes to Madison. Madison tries to tiptoe his way through the defence. He's taken 39 metres out in centre field. Last tackle coming up for Parramatta. Back to the western side. Fed to Moses. Up goes the bomb. Simonson coming through quickly. None of the West Tigers want it. They were all looking at it, saying, who's going to catch it? And in the end, who's going to catch it? No one wanted to catch it. No. Simonson looked at it, and in the end it came down, bounced one, straight into Piggy Riddell's arms.
Piggy, any comment on who's going to catch it?
I got it. I got the ball then.
Oh,
nice.
Good shot.
Wow.
Ram trucks, tough tackle. Is that Nathan Brown or was it Madison? Madison. He could be a difference here, Madison. I think he's itching to do something very good in this game.
Well, he's a player that, the last couple of years he's missed some through injury, missed some through his head problems, the knockout that horrible, I think it was Kafusi that got him too, wasn't it? I think that... Did
you read that great column today?
Well, I can understand some of it because really, you can do things occasionally and say they're accidental, but when it just keeps happening and keeps happening, you've got to say someone's got a trait in their game that isn't warranted.
Gee, I've got to say that a 2-on-1 in the the Tigers. Great tackle from the halfback. Jeez, it was a good tackle from Moses.
Ball taken over the halfway line of the West Tigers. There's another player out there hobbling. Is it Mamalo out here on the left wing? As the kick goes up and the bomb goes up from Madden. He doesn't realise the left wing is only playing on one leg. He needs more than a crutch out there at the moment. He needs a motorbike. In fact, he needs the trainer to try and get him right. And so by putting the bomb up on that side of the field, they were always going to be short of chasers. But the defence is good. Toa does well to bring Gutherson down. Mamalo's getting some treatment back towards the 40-metre line. Parramatta bringing the ball out from their own end of the field. 22 metres out in their own goal line, 18 to go in the game, and the Tigers lead 20 points to 16 on the low scoreboard.
He doesn't look good. It's a knee problem here for Mamalo. I think you'll have to put Luke Garner out there somewhere here because he's not right. Here's the Parramatta side through Gutherson up the middle of the ruck. Fans getting involved here. This is a good game. 18 minutes to go. Low scoreboard. Tigers 20, Eels 16.
Nathan Brown doing what he does really well. Gets on the front foot, charges ahead, plays down. Ball comes out to the right to Moses. Up goes the attacking kick. Are they going to let it bounce again this time? They have. It bounces over Laurie's head, and Laurie has to reach up just as well that his reach was good enough when he reached up high that he could knock it dead because, you know, he looked as if he mightn't even get it when the ball bounced as high as he did, and if he didn't touch it, it was try time.
Papali'i, I should say, was right up his clacker. Mamalo's off, and Garner's come on here now, so they're starting to lose some players. They've got two that are out of the game, so they're going to have to struggle here. This would be a Herculean effort if they can hold on here, the Tigers.
It is now 17.5 to go in the game, and the Tigers lead 20 to 16. Line drop out from Hastings as he rams it down the other end of the field. Picked up by Moses. 30-metre pass from the western side of the field goes to Gutherson. On it goes to Dylan Brown. He offloads the ball. Penasini's across there. He beats one. He beats two. He beats three. He's going to play the ball around about 15 metres out on the goal line. Almost in centre field. They'll play the ball. The crowd wants 6 to go. Still tackle one. Taking the ball up is Matheson. Matheson flicks it out the back. He's going to be picked up by Dylan Brown. The ball came to him on the bounce. He dodges and weaves. He can't get round a couple of defenders, one of whom is Musgrove. He'll play the ball right underneath the southern goalpost. He plays it to Marnie. The lights are on and very brightly too, I must admit. Papali'i, he takes the ball into the hit line. He's tackled a couple of metres out. He's already scored one meat pie today. He'll play it to Gutherson. Parramatta on the attack. Goes left to Moses. In turn it goes to Nathan Brown. On it went to the big prop forward in Oregon, Kafusi. He loses control of it. Knocks it on. West Tigers will come up with the ball. 10 out from their own goalpost.
Well, Leilua dropped one up the other end before. On this occasion, he jammed in here, and it was him and Twal who hit Kafusi there, but it was Leilua mostly. The ball just pops out, so they live to fight another day here, the Tigers. Oh, gee, I hope they're not thinking we can hold on here because I think they'll need to score some more points to win this game.
The Tigers lead 20 points to 16. The West Tigers have completed at 76% today. Parramatta have improved there. Theirs completed at 68%. One stage they were under the 60% mark when they were behind by quite a considerable margin. And of course all the line breaks and stats brought to you by Gulf Western Oil. Darryl and Piggy brought to you by Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding. Low scoreboard 20 to 16 in favour of the West Tigers over the Parramatta Eels. Garner comes for a gallop and he's tackled 25 metres out from his own goal line. I noticed Tamo going back out there for another stint. He had a good stint to start with.
Yeah, I think it's the best game he's had in a couple of years. I think he's been really good tonight.
Often in Gowie to play the ball 32 metres out. They go back the right side. Tamo gets to the hit line. He turns his shoulder to try and get through. Moses is round his legs, and there's a couple of other players over the top. It looked like Kafusi and Madison. That's because it was. And now Twal goes to the line. He gets out of one, gets out of two. Cut out ball comes to Garner. Garner's taken in good defence. It was a cracking tackle from Nakore over towards this western touchline. Madden puts up a high kick. It should come down in the field of play. It does. And bringing the ball back is Gutherson. And Gutherson's going to be tackled. 15 out from his own goal line as Moses darts into acting half. Tigers lead 20 to 16 on the low scoreboard. We've got a quarter of an hour to go in the game as they float across field through. Oh, Simonson, if he'd gone round that player and got into the next hole, they created a 3-on-2 out of acting half. Opacek going for a good run. It is a good run from Opacek, the centre. He's got to the 40-metre line, and then a three-man tackle from the Tigers drives him back. He'll play it 12 in from touch. Open side, Dylan Brown. He looks for Nathan Brown, and Nathan Brown charges back underneath him to the halfway line, right in the centre of the field. 14 and a half minutes to go in the game as the ball is fed back the right side. It comes through the hands. There's a good tackle. It's coming down the centre was Matheson, but Twal read it well and knocked him over with a beauty. Ball comes back the right side. Comes now to Moses. Up goes a wobbly old bomb, but it's caught over there by Nofaluma. It's one of those ones, and then at the last moment, Nofaluma throws a pass to Laurie, and Laurie is taken by the defence. 22 out from his own goal line. Tigers lead 20-16.
Not sure he wanted that, Laurie. He wasn't really the part. He wasn't in a better position than Nofaluma. Nofaluma now trying to have another run. He's been better today too. He's been there. Well, Nofaluma in the last few years has been outstanding for the Tigers, but he's been very quiet this year, but he's been good today.
West Tigers 15 shy of the halfway, 15 in from the western side of the field as Brooks goes back the open side, and Twal.
Oh, hasn't he been good?
He's a busy player, isn't he? And he's got the ability, Darren, when he gets to the defensive line to beat a man with his step. There's a long pass comes to Leilua. He gets away from Opacek, and Opacek goes down with a count. He might have got a finger in the eye as the fend from Leilua knocked him off balance. The ball goes to Madden. Madden's knocked over 42 metres out. I think it's Opacek is down injured,
yeah, it is. He's crook. He's not well.
Ball comes away to Hastings. Up goes the high bomb. Alford and Gowie coming through. He takes Gutherson. Did he take him while he was in the air? Referee says no.
I think he did.
I thought he did.
I think he did.
Gee, I thought he put a hand on him, Darryl, before he hit terra firma. Now, Opacek is still back in the hands of the trainer. And now they've got to stop play because it's a neck or a head injury.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Well, he's not stopping play for that. He's stopping play to give a penalty here to the Parramatta Eels.
And he's got surely someone's got in his ear. This bloke's been down for almost 6 tackles.
Yeah, it looked innocuous, but they're treating it, geez, a good crowd, 28,336, but they're treating it as though there's a problem to the neck/head area, David.
There are. And Piggy, he just gave him the old fend, and next minute he hit the deck.
Yeah, he just bumped him off. Luciano Leilua, he got a long ball, and they're calling for the stretcher straight away. So it's not too good for Tom Opacek at the moment. Trainers out there with him. Hey, I want to just give a rap to the Tigers medical staff because they were screaming as well to the sideline officials trying to get the game stopped. So
there's a couple of them out there with him too.
Yeah, there's concern for him, for poor Tom Opacek.
Yeah, well, it was, you see injuries sometimes, Darren. You say, how could anything like that untoward happen when it just looked like a fend that had knocked him off?
Yeah, it looked so innocuous, didn't it? But well, they're showing a great deal of concern for him here. The Medicab is on its way out there. They're just showing a replay of it. He's gone into tackle Leilua and just fallen off the tackle. So who knows what's happened? But they're showing a great deal of concern for him here.
Piggy, you wonder whether something's happened in an earlier tackle and this has just made it worse.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. We're having a look at the replays here. He gets bumped off, but obviously put himself in a position there, and we all saw him, didn't we, when he was sort of reeling away on the ground. He knew he was in trouble. There's some okay signs at the moment because they've sat him up, and it looks like he's going to get to his feet. Yeah.
Great work. Great work.
This is some really good news. He's going to make his way. He's going to walk off the field. So that's some good signs.
You know what? It's good that he's walking off, but it's great. It's tough for Parramatta because they have lost a lot of outside backs. And here's another one who looks like he's walking off, which is a fantastic sign, but you would doubt very much whether he'll be back today. Hopefully it's only maybe just a stinger, who knows.
Well, being a Monday game too, Darryl, who have they got next? I'm just trying to have a look here. They're going to play Newcastle next Sunday in Newcastle. So it's a 5-day turnaround, or six, isn't it? But,
Yeah, mate, they've all their injuries, and they've copped enough of them this year, have been for centres, wingers, those sort of players. So they're certainly running out of numbers in that position.
So there's the Pelham Express, or whatever, is it Perham who's gone out there. He looks as if he's going to play on the left wing. And so, we've already got Nakore playing in the centres. He's on this side of the field, so it's not a good position. Anyway, let's see what happens. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Thursday. I was just going to say quickly, Campbell Gillard, he's been ruled out of the game as well with a knee injury when he came off.
Oh, well, so they've lost it. We've lost a few players in this game as the ball's fed to the left side to Gutherson. Away it goes then. Talk about Perham. He gets his first touch, and just for a moment I thought he was going to sprint away down the left flank and score. He's tackled about 30 metres out on the goal line. Open side it comes. It comes to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown tries to work his way through. He's taken by Brooks. Another defender out there also affecting the tackle was Alex Twoll. He'll play the ball about 29 metres out. Open side it comes. Through the hands it goes to Gutherson. It goes to Matheson. And Matheson's tackle about 25 metres out on the southern goal line. Last tackle coming up.
Mitch Rain's out there too. The hooker's gone off.
The 11 and a half minutes to go in the game, and there's a high bomb coming for the ball. The ball's loose, falls into the hands of Nakore. Nakore races away and scores. He thinks it's a try. The referee thinks it's a try, and it's 20 all. 20 all on the low scoreboard. Kick to come.
Yeah, I think it's a try as well, David. The bomb was put up. It was beautifully weighted, and then one of the Parramatta players came through. He tried to he just tried to tap the ball back, and that's exactly what he did. Gave it to Nakore. It wasn't Gutherson. I think it was the 5 here, number 5, who's gone up for the ball, tapped it back. Bailey Simonson. It's gone straight into the hands of Nakore, and he's just stumbled over and scored in the corner. Or maybe 3 or 4 metres in from the corner. Kick from Moses. He's been in everything, Moses. Geez, he's had a game. Ball's in the air. Now he's gone up to try and catch it here, Laurie, but coming through was Simonson. He's tapped it over his head, went into the hands of Nakore, who started stumbling, trying to get to the line, gets it down, try.
Mark Pickey-Riddell, give us your idea of how that try was scored.
Oh, Thirsty, it happened right in front of me. I had a bird's eye view. The Simonson just going up and competing for the football on that last play. It taps it back nicely for Nakore and the Eels. Can you believe it? 10 minutes remaining. An opportunity here with Mitchell Moses kicking from the touchline to take the lead with 10 minutes to go.
Well, it's been an enthralling game of football, and the big crowd, 28,336 of them, have been entertained from start to the 70th minute so far. What's the last 10 minutes going to hold? I'd say you better tighten up your seatbelts. Buckle up. Get ready for a grandstand finish.
Been a great game, David. Been a great game.
Here's Moses. 3 metres in, 22 metres out. It starts in the direction of the post, but it doesn't swing back. It's still 20 all. 20 all, low scoreboard. Are we going to extra time? I think that the momentum's with Parramatta, and the injury momentum, if you could call it that, or lack of momentum when you get injuries, would favour Parramatta to win it from here as well.
Yeah, I think they'd be favourites, but they haven't been, well, they played pretty well, but the Tigers have been really good. There's still 10 minutes to go in the game, 9 minutes 49 on the scoreboard, so I don't think there's much doubt we'll get more points in the game, but who knows what shape they will be. Maybe a field goal wins it for one of these clubs.
Yeah, well, you're hoping there's at least 3, aren't you?
Well, I would like a try to be scored.
Because our bet for the charity bet needs 42.5 points. In other words, at least 43 points, and the bet is 1. Anyway, let's see what happens as the ball is played, and it comes away to Lane, and Lane works it back down the centre, and the crowd up with that Parra chant. And going out from acting half, here's a great run from Mitchy Rain, and Mitchy Rain loses the ball. How often do you see that? A player with enthusiasm comes on fresh, makes a mistake as soon as they come on, and the West Tigers have now got a chance. Getting up to play the ball slowly is Roberts. He's got a cramp.
Geez, he can find a cramp, can't he, James Roberts?
He can. That's because he's a sprinter, I suppose. I'm not sure.
Who won the stall gift?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I dare say we'll find out in the wide world of sports a little bit later on.
Good work.
Mark's giving me the nod that it will be there.
Did you have a bet in it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, fair enough.
There's the ball brought back by Alex Twoll. Gee, it's a great run from him again. 15 metres out. Brooks at acting half. Finds Hastings. He in turn gets it away to Madden. Madden then to Laurie. Laurie to Nofaluma. Nofaluma looking for a third. Nofaluma gets him. Did he get it down?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Whoa!
They're going to have a look at
it.
The
referee and the touch judge on the far side conferring, and they're going to go to the third official in the bunker. That's Jared Sutton.
Yeah, I think it's no try.
David Faluma's held up the whole
Just because of the fact he was fighting to get it down at the end, David. I don't think there's any doubt he hasn't got it down. He'll know. It's unfortunate for him. When he got the ball, he beat a couple of them, but they hung on to him, and he backed his way in there, trying to slam it down. There's a player came over the top and a player underneath. Geez, he went awfully close, but I don't think he got there.
Well,
Not
see,
for mine.
Initially,
I think Kafusi saved the day.
No, Valuma wasn't sure whether when the ball came down, as you just said,
looking at
Darryl.
all available angles to make sure the ball doesn't get to the ground.
Whether he didn't know whether it had hit the ground or hit someone's arm, he wouldn't know.
Ball is still up.
He's gone horribly close.
You know what happened? The 16 came over the top there for Parramatta. Perham nearly knocked it down,
And
touched the
remains
ground.
up. David Nofaluma's held up in goal. We have a decision.
So they're going to play it and tackle 3. So all the momentum they got when everything turned around because Mitch Rain lost the ball, Parramatta are now able to reset their defensive line. This won't be a try, surely.
No, he's back. Look at his speed back there, ready to play.
He knows. The referees knows.
I don't understand, David. I don't understand when he said about 30 seconds ago it hasn't touched the ground. Why does it take so long to press a button and say no try?
Well, there we are. They've pressed the button, and it's taken that time from Redfern to Parramatta to come up no try. Maybe there's a communication.
Are we on delay or something?
Maybe there's a communication breakdown. As the ball is fed. Was that Roy Orbison who's saying that?
Sure is.
A ball fed out to the left wing very quickly. It went through the hands. And for a moment, I thought they were going to score on this side of the field because the ball very quickly got to Tua. The ball comes through the hands of Game. Away it goes to Twal. And Twal works it down the centre of the park. He's 19 metres out. He'll get up and play the ball to Brooks. And now it is the last tackle. Ball comes to Hastings. Quickly it goes through the hands again. It's a shocking ball. Well, I'm not sure whether you'd say it's a shocking ball or complete communication breakdown because Madden threw it. Garner thought it was meant for the left winger. The left winger thought it was going to go to Garner. In the end, it beat everyone, and Parramatta off the hook.
Yeah, it was one of those balls that had to be thrown because he was just about to be nailed by one of the Parramatta defenders. So he had to make a catch and pass very quickly, but unfortunately it just didn't hit one of the 2 men out there and just rolled into touch. This is where Parramatta will be dangerous now. They're 20 metres out from their own line. This is tackle 1. They've got a bit of work to do, Parramatta, but if anyone can do it on the back of the 2 halves, it's Parramatta.
Penalties favour Parramatta, I should say favour the West Tigers 6-3. And those stats brought to you, of course, by Gulf Western Oil as Parramatta work the ball back to the halfway line. We've got about 7 minutes to go in the game. It's 20 all on the low scoreboard as they work it up over the halfway line. Inside the West Tigers territory, Nathan Brown, good strong run. Well, it's just typical Nathan Brown run. That's the best way to describe it as the ball goes back to the left. Rain sends it away. Dylan Brown, away it comes then to Lane. Lane's tackle, 35 metres out. 17 metres in from touch. Rain goes from acting half. He finds Mitch Moses. Up goes the bomb. It's going to come down about 5 metres out. Going for the ball and taking it superbly as Toa as he in turn is cleaned up and a great tackle by Matheson. 8 metres out to their own goal line. Garner comes for a run.
Gee, I don't know what was happening there. Dane Laurie started chasing Makatoa for some reason. I don't know what happened. Here's a good run from the wing. He offloads it. Nofaluma, good boy.
Might owe him some money.
I'm not sure, but he was after him.
Ball goes back to the right side of the field and Tamo runs across field. He threw a dummy then, Tamo. I don't think he's ever thrown a dummy and anyone's taken it.
Well, he offloaded in the first half.
He's tackled 32 metres out and they'll go back the right side. They'll get a penalty here. Hand on the ball, not crowding. I think that's what they call it. No, they pick it crowding.
Crowding the ruck. Yep.
I reckon it's time. Surely they'll get up there. This must be time. There's nearly 6 minutes to go, just under. Surely they work up and have a crack at a field goal here, the Tigers. But you know what? That'll happen. From a kick-off, they'll get a penalty, the Eels, and they'll kick a goal from halfway. That's exactly what will happen. I'm sorry for being a doomsayer. What is that?
Well, a doomsdayer.
Whatever it is, a doomsdayer. Or a soothsayer. I don't know what I am.
A soothsayer is someone that
whatever
predicts
I
the
am,
future.
I'm an idiot.
Soothsayer's the one that told Caesar to beware the Ides of March.
Oh, yeah, well, he was up. He was smart.
Yeah, well, he didn't beware the Ides of March because he got killed on the Ides of March, the 15th.
Well, that's why he should have been beware of it.
That's right. Ball goes back to the right. It goes away to Leilua. Leilua throws a couple of dummies. He's still going, Leilua. He's still going. He's tackled only 17 metres out. He plays the ball to Roberts. Open side it comes to Hastings. West Tigers on the attack. It's 20 all the scoreline. Taking it ahead off and Ngowie. He's 12 metres out, right in front of the northern goalpost. The opportunities to go for the field goal now if they want it. And Hastings thought about it. Hastings went one way. Then he puts a a grubber kick in that I reckon will have too much weight on it, and it does. Just a metre too far.
No, I think he's touched this from the. I think he's touched this from the in-goal area when he's touched it. This is a goal line dropout. So that's bad play from Parramatta. Well, they've changed their mind. Well, the referee, they must have given him a nod. I thought the Parramatta player.
His feet are grounded.
Let's have a look. The ball's bounced. No, it's bounced dead. Okay, they got it right. Well, they reversed it and got it right. Geez, that's a big call.
Well, see, what you were talking about yesterday, Mark, and Piggy and all, the ball has to hit the ground before you can play at it. And a lot of players don't get it right, but that time the ball hit the ground, then it was played at. So the 7 tackle set, Mark.
Yeah, they got it right there. I was with Big Man, though. I thought it bounced inside, and I think it was Perham that knocked the football dead. So they get an opportunity, the Eels here.
So here we are. It's 20 points apiece. There's 4 minutes to go in the game as the Eels keep it alive. Goes to Rain, a no-look pass. Well, the pass wasn't that bad. It's just that perhaps because they were retreating, the player who was the pass was aimed at, Nathan Brown, wasn't necessarily expecting it, and he'd be pretty tight because he put in an effort. Makatoa takes it back to the halfway line. They're running out of tackles, Parramatta. They haven't crossed the halfway yet, so it'll be a miracle if they get a chance to have a kick at field goal here. Papali'i gets away from 1. Papali'i gets away from 2. He's tackled 41 metres out. Is someone going to have a 50-metre shot or even inside the 40? As it fed now to Moses. He gets the ball away. Gutherson went to chase the ball. The ball is a beauty. It's allowed to bounce, though. It's allowed to bounce, and in the end, has it been tapped back inside by Moses? Yes, it has, but he knocked it back inside, and the West Tigers have got the ball 30 out in their own goal line. That was an amazing bit of football.
Well, 3 minutes to go here, Dave. We've got 20 all here on the low scoreboard. What a game it's been. What a fantastic Easter Monday game we've been treated to here.
Laurie brings it back for the West Tigers. They've got the ball 9 metres their own side of halfway. In at acting half is Brooks. He'll go back the open side. They go for a gallop through Nofaluma. Nofaluma will run it back to the halfway. He's taken in a 2-man tackle, and one of those is, one of them's Dylan Brown, and the other one is Rain. Back to the left side. Inside ball goes away to Laurie. Oh, great tackle. And Oregon Kafusi heavily involved in it. Otherwise, he was away, the little fullback. As Hastings goes to the line. Hastings on a pass away. Gee, I thought the player who got the ball there was tackled before he got it. Ball fed now. Back it goes then to Madden. Madden goes one way. Madden goes the other. He thought about the field goal. Then he puts the grubber kick in. The ball's loose. Ball keeps going. The ball goes dead. 7 tackles set.
They're stiff. They're stiff. That player was tackled without the ball then. That should have been a penalty to the Tigers right in front.
Penalty to the mate, he dead set. He was tackled before he got the ball. And here go the Parramatta Eels. Just under 2 minutes to go. Tigers 20, Parramatta 20. And we've got the low scoreboard all locked up, and it's been locked up for the last 10 minutes of the game. And bringing the ball back is Dylan Brown. He'll play the ball 39 metres out. They'll get the chance to have a shot at field goal here. Madden was in position to have the field goal shot, and he had 2 ideas, but in the end he took the opportunity to go at the grubber kick. Makatoa has the ball. He's taken 26 metres, 27 metres out. They're in centre field. Opportunities left and right here. They go back down the centre. Here he comes, Nathan Brown. Charges straight down the centre. Here they come on tackle 4. What are they going to do? They go one way, go the other. Moses runs to the right. He didn't get a chance to put his field goal attempt in. Papali'i does really well. Does a 360 turn and spin to go back to the centre of the field. Last tackle. Moses has the shot at field goal, and he's nailed it, or has he? I'm not sure. I don't think he has.
No, he's missed it. He's missed it. Gee, they mucked it up, though. I mean, they could have positioned themselves a lot better than that, Parramatta. He's just missed it. I saw him practising them just before the game started. You would have backed him in there, but he's missed it from about 30.
Wow. So there's 49 seconds left on the game. Can the West Tigers get down the other end and get a field goal shot away? That's now that'll be it, though. That'll be about all she wrote if they can get down the other end of the field. Often and Gowie goes for a run. Can he get the pass away?
No, they don't look. They haven't got the energy, I don't think, to get down that area. They'll need a penalty.
Well, Kafusi was the one that prevented him getting the ball away there, and he was heavily involved in stopping the previous try-scoring movement. As the ball comes out to this side of the field, Chillalongi gets the ball away at the last moment to Madden. Madden offloads to Twal. Twal has tackled 42 metres out. There's probably a couple of plays left. They need a big run down the centre of the field as it goes down to Brooks. Brooks isn't going to have the shot at field goal. It's 6 to go, says the referee. Here's the field goal attempt from Hastings, and Hastings kicked it! Hastings has kicked the field goal, and the West Tigers win 21-20. I tell you what, he might be the man of steel from England, but he's the man of tough West Tiger land, and he's won the miracle game here at Parramatta. The Tigers, the upset of the season, they've beaten the Eels 21-20.
Wow, what a game. What a game. Congratulations to them. They deserve that. What a performance from them. $10 they were, David. Our bet didn't win either, by the way.
No.
I did go off a bit earlier again. But what a performance. Brilliant.
What a game of football.
No, they had a few injuries too, don't worry. That's a gutsy effort. Both sides had some injuries. Great game of football. Well done to the West Tigers. Well done to Michael Maguire. But more importantly, well done to Jackson Hastings. What a difference he made.
So for the West Tigers, 2 tries to Novaluma, 1 each to Leilua and Mamalo. Hastings kicked 1 goal, Brooks kicked 1 goal, but the all-important field goal kicked by Jackson Hastings. I tell you what, he's worth his weight already as far as coming home to play football. Gutherson, Nakore, Marling and Papali'i scored the tries for Parramatta. Moses kicked 2 goals. The West Tigers 21. Defeated the Parramatta Eels 20 in what has been really a pulsating 80 minutes of football here at CommBank Stadium.
And we're sticking with it here, ladies and gentlemen. We want to get some reaction for you West Tigers fans. Mark Piggy Riddell making his way out to the middle. What a win. And you could sense and you could see on the big screen when Michael Maguire was shown at full time how much of a pressure relieving win that is. And the response from the players to go and swarm on and swamp Jackson Hastings after kicking the match-winning field goal. What a game of footy on Easter Monday, and what an upset. The West Tigers have beaten Parramatta 21 points to 20. It looked like we were going to extra time, but he wraps up the match winner. Jackson Hastings on 6 again. It would have been the first tackle, but he took the shot about 40 metres out and he nailed it. 21 points to 20. West Tigers over Parramatta. Let's get straight downstairs. Mark Piggy Riddell, it's all yours.
Yeah, down here with a very, very happy Luke Brooks. Brooksy, what about the finish?
Oh, mate. I don't know. I'm just happy to get the win. Fire out, it's tight there in the end. It just shows that when we play the way we want to play, we can go with anyone. So we need to keep that up. We need to keep that up for the rest of the year.
Well, what I loved about it was you never went away. Early on, you had a lot of joy. You hit your edge back rowers, poked your nose through on a lot of occasions. It felt like every time you got an opportunity down their end, you were able to get some points.
Yeah, I feel like we look dangerous. As you said, our back rowers, they're our strong runners. So the more we go to them, the better we look. Yeah, that was something we really worked on because I think the last few weeks our attack has been pretty bad. So I think Jacko coming in, steering the ship really helped that. So yeah, it was a great game back for him.
What does that do for you, Brooksy? Because you could tell out on the field, honestly, when Jackson came out there, he was sort of orchestrating the play. It allowed you to sort of jump in, jump out when you needed to. 2 try assists from yourself, a couple more from him as well. It was a really good afternoon for both halves.
Yeah, he just freed me up. He just took control of the side. And as you said, I could just step in when I wanted it. And I think that really suits us. So, yeah, I was happy to get the win.
Hey, it's been a tough start, Brooksy. Go and enjoy it, mate. You deserve it.
Thanks.
He certainly does deserve it. Luke Brooks with Mark Piggy Riddell. We're with our listeners for another 7 minutes before we launch into Wide World of Sports, Piggy. So you go mad down there. Player of the Match award thanks to Harvey Norman. Shortly 3 players who are in the running. When you hear them, be one of the first 3 callers through on the prize line. 1300 722 873. First caller will have first choice of the 3 players and so on until they're all allocated. Then when I announce the continuous call team's player of the match, the caller who has that player will win a $200 Harvey Norman gift card. We'll get those 3 players in a sec. Back downstairs, Mark Piggy Riddell.
Yeah, down here with the Tigers fullback Dane Laurie. What a finish for you boys. It would have been unjust, I think, if you hadn't won that game.
Yeah, no, I'm happy as that we come away with the results. Yeah, it's only one win, so we just got to keep building and keep improving. It goes back to our training. We just, we was improving every week, but just wasn't getting the results in the end. And yeah, today we just kept fighting and yeah, we came away with a victory. Jacko's got ice in his veins, lad.
Well, what about Jackson Hastings? Comes back into the side, obviously been out of it for a fair few weeks, and you could notice the difference, especially in attack.
Yeah, 100%. He's very vocal, steers the ship, and yeah, mate, I'm just happy we got the win. We just got to keep doing this every week. So yeah, we've got to turn our season around to give something to the fans to cheer about.
Oh, mate, they'll be happy this afternoon. The commitment that you boys showed throughout the whole 80 minutes, you can launch your season off something like this.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we just got to keep improving our training and just keep coming out and hopefully get results like this. Yeah, we just got to keep fighting for 80 minutes, and that's what we've done today. So
well done. It was a great afternoon for you.
Legend.
Dane Laurie with Mark Piggy-Riddell. What about the tackle that he pulled off in the first half, fullback on fullback? That was just something incredible. Piggy, one more from you and then we'll wrap it up here and launch into Wide World of Sports. Paul Vaughton standing by with Peter Basaldis in Brisbane, and I'll have Billy Slater with me to wrap up what's been an extraordinary afternoon. What about this bloke's performance? David Nofaluma with Mark Piggy-Riddell.
Yeah, down here with David Nofaluma. Dave, what a win for you boys.
Piggy, after 5 losses and a lot of what we've been copying as a team in the outside world, tonight, it brings so much joy to us players to get the win.
Mate, was it spoken about during the week about the occasion? Because Easter Monday game, they're always big games, big crowd. As a player, there's nothing better.
We definitely spoke about that Easter Monday. The past few games we've played Parramatta here at CommBank, they've really put a good score on us. So we know they're a quality side. They've got big, strong players that, they're a powerful team up front, and our forwards made it a pact for themselves to own that, and I think they did well tonight to do that.
How's the coach going to be after this one?
Well, I should be happy, because
he'll be happy.
Yeah, because I've seen him blowing up a few times and at a few mistakes, and it's something that I find. I know Madge, so I find it a bit funny, but. So it'll be interesting to go and see what he's like. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy.
What about that last field goal? Where were you, and did you get a good view of it?
Oh, do you know what? I thought he missed it. And I was seriously about to cry. But when he started running back, I just ran straight. Our fans deserve this. Everyone's a part of this. Our fans, our members, our sponsors. And just to get that win is special for all of us.
Hey, well done tonight. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks, Piggy.
David Nofaluma with Mark Piggy-Riddell. Well done, Piggy. We'll catch you next weekend on the continuous call team. Job well done, mate. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
There he is. He was down in the thick of it this afternoon, Mark Piggy-Riddell. Davey, just let me get the 3 players off Darryl in the player of the match for Harvey Norman. Just let me get this done quickly. 3 players, Darryl, please.
Mitch Moses, Jackson Hastings and Luke Brooks.
They're your 3 players. 1300 722 873. Mitch Moses, Luke Brooks, Jackson Hastings. 1300 722 873. Davey?
It's pretty important because I think the final score might have been 22-0. I think the last field goal might have been beyond the 40, so it's a 2-point field goal. I'm just double-checking that because there's some mixed messages to where the ball was actually kicked from. So just thought I'd let you know.
We'll follow that up. Thank you, boys. Darryl, that's extraordinary. And, we have to sit here every week on the continuous call team, and I talk about it, and I know Salty does as well on Wide World of Sports each week. You don't want to be that person to sit here and criticise the West Tigers, but do you know what they've finally done, Darryl? They've got that win and they've got something to build from, which is fantastic.
There's an old saying, every dog has his day, and today was their day, and they deserved it. Their effort was top class. Their first half effort, they led at half time by I think it was 14-10, something like that. They got away to 20-10, but their effort throughout the whole game was top class, and they were up against a very good side. Let's not forget they copped a couple of injuries in that game, which would have disrupted them. In saying that, so did Parramatta. But Parramatta were heavily favoured. It was 21 start there to the West Tigers in that game. West Tigers came out and they just show you, that just exactly shows you what you can do if you just all commit together and you play with a bit of passion, and they did that today, which is something I don't think they can be accused of for most of this year.
We've got about 90 seconds left, Davey. That's a pretty special win to the West Tigers, and one they won't be forgetting anytime soon.
It's a great win for them. They've got to get ready for next week. I know it's an easy thing to say, but I think Madge will say, righto, tonight we can relax, tomorrow we have recovery, then we get ready for next week and do it again. But that was a great game, and isn't it amazing? Game 1 of the season, Hastings playing, they almost knocked Melbourne off. Hastings comes back on the side, they knock off Parramatta. Hastings is some special player. He's not the player he was when he left Australian shores. He was a great player in England. We've seen what he can do in the 2 games that he's played in this competition.
Great call from you, Davey. We'll catch you on Friday night with the continuous call team. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And thank you, Big Mum. We'll catch you next weekend.
Have a great show.
Good on you, mate. Don't go anywhere, folks. Let's open the lines. 131873. We want to hear from you West Tigers fans. Here's something to finally be happy about. I've got text messages coming through thick and fast. Here's your opportunity to flood the open line and talk about how proud you are of your football team. Talk about pulling themselves off the canvas with all of the drama and the adversity they've had to overcome in recent weeks. They've come out here and not only won the game, but they've won the game and they've beaten one of the competition heavyweights in the Parramatta Eels. 131873, the number. Email us via the websites. Text us 0460 873 873. Stand by now because we're about to launch into wide world of sports and review what's been a hell of a long weekend of rugby league.